Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Alberta's pride. Hey, ho, hey, ha, ha, hey, this, hey, 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 whoa.
Out in Alberta where the Rockies rise, Tommy Temper streaming with fire in his eyes. From a lake house glowing in the moonlight's gleam, he's the YouTube king of the widest streams. Oh, Tommy Temper, you're a great
Hey, how's everyone doing today? We're coming to you live from Sylvan Lake, Alberta. You're watching the Tommy Temper Show. Glad to see you with us. Thanks a lot for popping in.
He's calling out the haters with truth in his lines, talking about the world from the left to the right. Tommy's got the
We're going to be bringing you some of the latest news around the world. See if we can bring you the world news events here without getting bogged down with a bunch of dribble.
Tommy Temper's truth is his guiding light. With a wink and a grin, he's taking on the fight, spilling all the tea in the YouTube live. From the hot tub to the Rockies, he's living it free. Tommy Temper's the streamer we all want to see. Oh, Tommy Temper, you're a great guy.
Thank you.
Battling trolls with a spark in your eye.
Dash and Grandma, first in the house. Good to see you.
Streaming from the Rockies, you said
You get that badge of honor. Okay, let's make sure we give us a sub up to the channel if you're just new watching. And make sure you give us a thumbs up. Appreciate that thumbs up. Mama Red. Oh, actually, now that I look at it, Mama Red, you're first in here. Hey, you get the badge of honor today. Yeah, how's everyone doing today? Lots of stuff happening. Let's dive right into the news here today. We've got, a bunch of stuff happening around the world. Let's see what's happening. Probably biggest news story out there is over 360,000 people have been evacuated in France and Spain as there's massive wildfires raging amid a record heat wave. And it seems like that heat wave is going to continue for a while. So that's not a good situation. Over in Japan, the big story, powerful 7.1 magnitude earthquake in southern Japan kills at least 18, or is it, 18 with ongoing rescues going on. Over in Iran launches ballistic missiles at U.S. forces in Jordan, intercepted successfully, apparently. That's a good thing. Good news. U.S. and Saudi Arabia strike Iran-backed militias in Iraq, killing at least 20 fighters. That's interesting going on there. And Russia charges Telegram founder Pavel Durov with facilitating terrorism. So, that's not looking good for Telegram founder over in Russia. I'm not sure where Pavel is located, but Russia has charged them there anyways. And over in Israel, Netanyahu and Zelensky are meeting Trump, actually in Washington during the Graham Memorial. So, there's that thing going on there where Graham died. So Netanyahu and Zelensky and Trump are all meeting up there together in Washington, which is an ongoing story there. Uganda declares an end to its latest Ebola outbreak. Ebola spreads in the DRC with over 3,300 cases and 1,400 deaths in the DRC. Israeli jets strike a mosque in Gaza City. So I guess the Muslims are ticked off over that, killing one and wounding dozens. The Palestinians released from Israeli prisons showed signs of torture and starvation. Wow, that's not too good. You'd figure that Israel would be treating the Palestinian prisoners well, but whatever. These stories are coming out here. These are the latest news for today. Israeli activists clash with police over settler violence in the West Bank. The UN expert slams U.S. complicity as Netanyahu visits despite an ICC warrant. U.S. walks out of the UN Security Council meeting over human rights criticism. Trump pressures RFK Jr. to slash childhood vaccination recommendations. Keiko Fujimori sworn in as Peru's president amid protests. And a massive nationwide blackout hits Ghana due to power plant failures. Severe flash flooding and tornadoes affect U.S. Northwest and the Midwest. Lots of stuff going on. Yeah, I'm finding the same thing here in Alberta. Lots of flash flooding going on in the city of Edmonton. I actually was watching a little video there of an area where I ride my e-bike in Edmonton there, and it's been about 4 feet of water in that area there now. Anthony Fauci right now is facing Senate questioning on COVID-19 pandemic. That's going on right now as we speak. Fauci is being grilled by the Senate. Senate confirms Jay Clayton as U.S. Director of National Intelligence. Trump administration bans import of Chinese humanoid robots. So not only is Trump banning, or not banning, but whatever, he's got a 100% tariff on those Chinese exploding spy cars. Trump doesn't like them, so he's just got a big tariff on those. But what? Is this an outright ban on the import of those Chinese humanoid robots? I think I was watching Ice with his show there, where he bought one of those humanoid robots and is playing around with that thing there. So what? Now you guys won't be able to buy any more of those things here. But up here in Canada, not a problem. Maybe I should get myself one of those humanoid robots here. I don't know. If it was a lady robot, my wife might get mad at me, though. She might think that I'm, something kinky going on there between a female robot. Is there such a thing as a female robot? Can you get them? Are they, what are do robots have different genders? Inquiring minds want to know. And, no longer, what, is this no longer happening in Canada here? The Mexican drug cartel, which are operating in Canada, producing drugs and stuff like that, and then sending them all over the world, pretty much. But the Mexican drug cartels are now outsourcing meth production to Nigeria. Take it all over there, get it all out of here. Get it out of Mexico, get it out of the States, get it out of Canada here. Yeah, send all that Mexican drug cartel stuff producing meth production. Send it over to Nigeria. We don't want it here. Fighting escalates in Sudan with civilians sheltering in threatened city. Settler violence intensifies against Palestinian villages in the West Bank. And again, that heat wave threatens to worsen wildfires across southern Europe. And apparently, like I say, the weather is still continuing to be a bit of a heat wave over there, so may continue for a little while there before that stops. They need rain over there. Over 100 aftershocks continue in Japan after major quake. So that's, that 7.1 quake in Japan is actually a pretty big thing. And who puts these things together? Because they're like random news reports from around the planet. India cracks down on youth-led protests after minister's ouster. Measles and cyclospora outbreaks linked to U.S. public health cuts. Ooh, so no money for health. Well, you're going to have more stuff happening over there in the States. Iranian authorities execute 2 anti-government protesters. Yeah, we've heard that. They're executing more people in Iran. Oh, you can't protest in Iran. Don't protest against that Islamic regime in Iran. Otherwise, you might be put to, be ended, have your life ended. So, some executions going on there. Of course, they've been doing that ever since the protesters started, and I've heard numbers of 40,000 people have been, their lives ended over in Iran. So what better way of getting rid of people that are against your government other than just doing away with them? I guess. I don't know. At least over here in North America, we don't do that to our protesters. Thanks a lot, everyone, for popping in. Good to see everyone in there. We'll get to that right after the news stories here. But yeah, that's interesting stuff happening all over the world. But in Iran, you don't want to be over in Iran, that's for sure. Don't be a protesters over there. Qantas, the airline from Australia, completes a record 24-hour flight from Australia to France. 24 hours on that airplane. Man, that'd be a long airplane flight. I've actually flown over to Europe, and yeah, that was a pretty long flight, to go from where I am here over to Europe. And yeah, you definitely want to take a bit of a snooze on that one, that's for sure. Yeah, FIFA. What is it? That soccer organization proposes controversial plan to sell World Cup stakes. What do you mean stakes? What are they selling there? I don't know. What are they doing? I don't know. I'm not going to invest in FIFA. No way. Trump sets new deadline for Russia to agree to a Ukraine ceasefire. So, whoa, Trump is getting involved in that war there now. So let's see what happens. I heard that there's some sort of an envoy, U.S. envoy, that is going to Kiev in the Ukraine now, which they've been visiting Russia quite a number of times already, but now they're going to actually make a visit to Ukraine. So is there something going on there between the US of A and the Ukraine? Well, they obviously want a ceasefire, but yeah, you've also got that whole thing going on there with the Ukraine just shot at a Russian ship that was apparently carrying war type things. Who knows what was on there? Maybe weapons, maybe drones, Shahed drone parts or whatever, from Iran to Russia. Because, yeah, Russia is using those Shahed drones that are actually a product of Iran. They're the ones that invented it, and then they are somehow allowing Russia to produce that product. But are they holding back on key components of those drones, and they have to be shipping them between Iran to Russia? But anyways, Ukraine hit at that ship, and apparently it was a Russian-flagged ship with an Iranian, I believe, got killed on that ship, and it was carrying apparently weapons from Iran over to Russia. And some bloggers are saying, whoa, is this the start of World War III? Is this World War III that we're talking about here now? Is that what's actually happening? Because now you've got the Russia-Ukraine thing involved in with the American-Iranian thing. So it's like, are those wars kind of combining there now? And remember that the Ukraine has a lot of drone technology that the Americans don't have, So is the Ukraine going to be supplying the Americans with some drone technology to be able to fight back at Iran? That's a possibility. So is this World War III on the on the horizon? I don't know, but some people are actually saying that may very well be what's going on there. So you never know. Kenyan police investigate mystery deaths of 15 elephants. 15 elephants died mysteriously. That's an interesting story. Uganda provides emergency food aid after hunger-related deaths. Well, you can bet that after the Ukraine has taken out of commission so many, refineries and things like that in Russia, that the farmers in Russia will not be able to be producing as much grain. And the same thing with Russia, firing at the Ukraine and taking their grain production offline. And it really, that is the food basket of places like Africa that don't have a lot of food. So this season, you're going to see where there's going to be an awful lot of wheat and other foodstuffs materials that will not be able to be supplied to those African countries that so dearly need that. So we're already seeing Uganda hunger-related deaths happening there, and you're going to hear more and more about people dying from hunger in various places around the world because of the wars that are going on right now. Hong Kong independent bookstores close after police raids. And remember, Hong Kong used to be a UK, looked after or whatever, controlled by the UK. And they gave it back to China. So now you have China and the Chinese police, doing raids on bookstores. So obviously, when you have the communist regime in the Hong Kong island, run by China, and you've got bookstores that are kind of a little bit Western based with Western material and maybe anti-communism propaganda or whatever in there. Yeah, I don't know exactly why they're raiding those bookstores, but you can imagine, they don't want, anything anti-communist to be on those bookshelves, you know what I mean. Poland's top court rejects recognizing EU same-sex marriages. So, apparently if you are the same sex and you want to get married and have children, in Poland, it's not going to happen, apparently. Well, these things happen. People have different, views on the LG community in different places in the world. So, again, we're just reporting what's going on here. I'm not, promoting one way of life or another. I'm not saying that there are only two genders when we all know that there are, an infinite number of genders out there. We won't even get into that at all because, I don't want to go to jail. Okay, Russian journalist jailed for 12 years on treason charges. Like in Russia, they get jailed 12 years. My, not very good. Treason, yeah, people say that I'm a treasonous person here in Canada because I'm wearing this hat which says Independent Alberta. Wow, I couldn't do this if I was in Russia. If I said, I want my little province in Russia to be independent, I would be jailed for like about 12 years over there. So that's the difference between, you guys want, the university students, we want communism, we want Marxism. You're basically saying you want to be thrown in jail for saying anything about the government, against the government. In other words, you're wanting to actually get rid of the government that we have in order to bring in communism that would actually throw you in jail for doing exactly what you're promoting. Go figure. Houthi rebels strike a Saudi Arabia oil site. Well, actually a bunch of sites amid regional tensions. And as you know, the Houthi rebels are located in Yemen, over on the coast there. And they want to take Saudi oil offline. And they've actually hit, I think, about 3 times already, different oil refineries in Saudi Arabia, which, hey, even if they get that straight operational again, and, with Trump and the war and everything going on there, and that 20% of the oil is now not able to, reach the world, even if that whole thing is, over and the ships are able to sail again, the oil is not being produced because, hey, there's problems over there with the refineries being hit by the both by Iran and by the Houthi rebels. They're all being attacked. There's all kind of missiles and drones and everything flying over there. So lots of tension going on over the Middle East. China prepares to deliver missile equipment to Iran. Whoa, that's not a good situation. Like I said, is this the cuspus of World War III that we're seeing here? Is China getting involved in that by delivering missile equipment to Iran. So you've got, China involved with Iran. China is also helping, with missile stuff and probably drone stuff and whatever for Russia. It's kind of a crazy situation that we're in. The Fed announces interest rate decision amid war and inflation concerns. So I'm not too sure what that interest rate decision is. Is the interest going up or down in the States there? I'm not too sure what's going to be happening, but something is going on there. That's news today. Rescue efforts race against time in collapsed Japanese shopping mall. Again, with that big 7.1, on the Richter scale earthquake that's happened over in Japan. It's a tough situation over there. Lots going on. And thanks a lot for turning on the switches, moderator. Appreciate that. Hit that sub button, subscribe to the channel. And if you're just new here, hit the thumbs up. Give us a thumbs up. Get the stream going out there. You know the mantra out there. Mama Red in the chat. We got Dash and Grandma. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you might be in the world. Good to see you. We got Ayatollah of Alberta. Good to see you in here. Nice to see you. We've got Nikki. Nikki, nice to see you in there. Nikki, good to see you. Who else is in there? We've got Michael in there. Hey, Michael. And we got East Coast owner in there. Hey, good to see you coming in from the East Coast. We've got Betty in there. Hey, Betty. We got K9. Just me, K9. Hang on. K9. Aren't you from over in the Catamus Rex channel? Aren't you like a regular over in the Catamus Rex channel? Because we're banning from the channel everybody from Catamus Rex's channel. So just remember that. And, for guys like Dean Wall, let's see who else there. Somebody else was complaining there about getting banned in here. Well, you didn't get banned because of what you said, So if you said something like, "Oh, Tommy, you don't have an education," that's not why you got banned, although that would be a good reason for banning you. But you got banned because you hang out and you're over in Reds, not Reds, but Catamus Rex's channel. So, people that hang out in Catamus Rex are, absolute lefty freaks that are just hate on people. They hate all day long on people. So, if you're into hate on the internet over on Rex's channel there, well, you guys can stay over in that channel, chat over in that channel, make fun of everybody else that's streaming, whatever, and just stick to yourselves there. And, you're not welcome over here, okay? So just remember that. If you want to spend time over in that channel, you're not welcome over here, okay? Simple as that. They dox people over there. They make fun of people. They make fun of the way people look, call them disparaging names, call people fat, just are despicable, and yet you're like the left side of the fence, the pro LGBTQ so inclusive community, but yet you hate on everybody, like you're no better than Queenie as far as being a bunch of haters out there. So just saying, if I see you in here or whatever, well, you might get a boot, okay? So just keep that in mind. Lobster Jeff out there on that shipping boat. Hey, or not shipping boat, lobster boat. Well, are you lobster fishing? I don't know what you're actually fishing over there. Shipping boat. Yeah, you're fishing boat. I'm not thinking here. I'm a little bit dyslexic here today, a little more so than ever, I think, because my headphones are turned up quite loud here. I like hearing in my headphones my audio stuff that's going on here. Like that, or like Brett. Where's Brett? Brett, where are you this morning?
Fuck all the fucking way off.
Okay. Yeah, no problem there, Brett.
I've been preaching this shit for 20 fucking years.
I know. Me too. Nobody wants to listen though, it's like you can talk all day long. Some people go, yeah, I agree with you. And other people go, oh, what a bunch of crap. What a bunch of misinformation. It's a bunch of bullshit out there.
I don't need you here. I don't want you here.
That's right.
No, fuck off.
Yeah, I agree with you there, Brett. Anyways, I'm with the way the sound system here on my in my studio is set up. It's like, it's funny. Why can't they get this stuff straight? But my audio from my microphone has to go to my Rodecaster Pro, which is a unit with sliders on it here. Then it goes to OBS, my broadcast software. Then it goes from OBS to something called Voice Meter Potato or Banana or whatever. And from there, it goes into my headphones. So after it goes through all of those steps, there's a slight delay. So like, I'm actually listening to myself, talk about a quarter of a second after I actually say something. So it really, really takes a lot to get used to listening to yourself like that, and I wish I didn't have to do that, but I want to make sure that what I hear is the same thing that you hear, as it goes out onto the stream. So, that's why I have it set up like that. And also that I can hear stuff that I push on my soundboard here, like stuff like this. Yeah, exactly. Where are they? Whoa, are they out there? Oh man, what did I say wrong? They're coming to get me here. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, thanks a lot for turning those switches on. Whoever did that. We got Mo in there. Oh, Mo is in there. Message deleted by Lobster Jeff. Let me look at that. Let me see what you deleted there. Hang on. Let me see. Tommy, all you do is hate on people who aren't like you. Stop being a hypocrite. Okay, Mo, I'm going to ban you from the chat, okay? Because, no, I'm not a hypocrite. No, I don't hate on people. And all I'm doing is just plain pointing out reality, okay? I don't hate on anybody. I try and love everybody, okay? So, yeah, you're now hidden on the channel there, Mo. And your comment had to get, taken out of service there by Lobster Jeff. Thank you very much, Lobster Jeff. I appreciate that. You're doing very well with that wrench. I appreciate the wrenching that you're doing there. Tommy, Queenie doxes, goes by your darn house, and you haven't banned her. Very telling. Queenie doesn't come in here. I've banned Queenie lots of times, and if she comes in here and says anything, yeah, she'll probably get banned, because I'm on a bit of a banning rant there, Betty. But it's not very telling. It's not very telling. I'm trying to be inclusive. If people, if people were terrible, were bad, people can actually change. You know that, Betty. Like, not everybody stays the same. But lately, Queenie has been a really bad person. I've been watching a little bit of her, not a whole bunch. In fact, lots of times she comes on there and I don't even bother watching her. And she doesn't save any of the stuff that she does, so you can't watch later. So, she's like, oh, you have to watch me when I'm live, because I'll hate on you while I'm live, and then I'll delete it so that nobody reports my channel. So she's got it all set up there now so that, she does her hate speech and then deletes her stream so that her channel does not get taken down. So, yeah, I don't like that, Betty. You're absolutely right. I don't like that. But Queenie doesn't come around here. Where do you see Queenie coming over here? When does she say anything over here? She doesn't say anything anymore. So she's like few and far between, doing her own thing there. She's over going and hating on, other channels and stuff like that, sub channels and whatever. So let her do that. Hey, there you go. Yeah, Troy. Hey, Troy. Good to see you. If we're banning people because they go in a doxing channel, then we start to banning Crackhead Kenny's chat as well. Well, I don't know. Well, Crackhead Kenny, I don't even watch him. I mean, what channel is he on? Where is he even doing a thing? I don't even watch Crackhead Kenny. I don't even see him on. I don't see him live. And you know what? On the okay, this is what YouTube did. First of all, they went and made it so that you can't find people that you're subscribed to that are live on your computer, right? They got rid of that feature. So you can't just look at a big list of people that you're subscribed to that are live anymore. You can't do that on your computer. And now they did the same thing on your phone, right? So that if you go on your phone and you look and see, like you can go to your home page or whatever. Let me just do a quick look at it here. Okay. They changed it on your phone. So when you click on the YouTube app, you have home at the bottom. It's like home, shorts, create, and then your channel. But whatever happened to your subscribe button at the bottom, and then up on top you can click live. Okay, well, under home you have the home, and then you have subscriptions. If I click on subscriptions, I can see a few people that I'm subscribed to up on top, and there might be one that pops in there that's red, in which case, yeah, that person is live right now. But otherwise, yeah, you got to scroll through a bunch of garbage. You see a couple of live ones. Yeah, I see a few people that are live, and then I see a bunch of people that are not live. And then they throw, in other words, they were kind of pissed off because people were only looking at lives and they weren't looking at the rest of the content. I think that's what it was all about, you know? So you had guys like you and I that are addicted to watching live broadcasts. So all you do is just go to YouTube and only look at lives, and you wouldn't look at anything else. YouTube, you know, goes, we're smarter than these guys. We want them to look at stuff that is more than just live. So now you have to actually sub to somebody. You have to click the bell, okay? And then you have to look at your bell. You click your bell, and lots of times the guy's not live, but he's just posting something, and you're going to see it on there. Or you're going to see the people that are actually live in there. And if the person's live, but cancels their stream after they're live, well, then it doesn't show up there anymore. So YouTube is getting smart with what they're doing, because they realize that you guys are addicted to watching lives, and they want you to watch crap that is not live. Quack, hey, good to see you. Big flooding happening over there. Yeah, I was going to talk to you about that, where you had that flood in your apartment, because I might be able to help you out, if you know what I mean. So I don't know. I'll have to somehow. Actually, I don't know if you can. Yeah, I'll contact you on via Facebook. Okay, I'll contact you via Facebook after this stream. Okay. So I don't know if I can help you out, but I might be able to. We'll try and do that. Turd burglar. What? Turd burglar's in there. Hey, what's going on there, Turd burglar? Good to see you. We have a new sub in the channel here. Thanks a lot for subbing up. Somebody subbed up to the channel there, because I see my numbers are going up here. Yeah, I'm not, by the way, I'm not so much concentrating on my numbers here anymore. I was, kind of doing stuff that was getting more and more people to watch my stream over time. And then I kind of got lackadaisical about that. And I thought, you know what? I've got enough subs here on my channel. I'm doing quite well. It doesn't matter if people sub to me or not. That's not such a big deal. I'll just, go live whenever I want to. And, oh, by the way, I did have somebody that wanted to come on my panel that gave me an email. And I've got somebody from the United States that wants to talk about Alberta independence with me on my panel here. So a panel guest wants to come up here from the United States. So that might be something that I can schedule there later. And I would also like to do a little bit later in the day broadcast. Like I like doing the ones here first thing in the morning, because, this morning was a little bit different. I watched a little bit of stuff on my big screen TV here. Watched, some stuff happening in the war in Russia a little bit. And then, a few of the people like Fauci, that thing I watched a little bit about Fauci getting grilled, and Fauci's lawyer comes on there and goes, we've been on many times in front of the Senate, discussing and, talking about COVID and Fauci and stuff like that. And we pretty much said everything that we have to say about that. And why are you guys bringing him back up here again? It's not necessary, because we've gone over all this stuff already. But I guess they're trying to find out, was he lying back when those things happened? Was he telling the truth? And if you really follow that whole thing, and I've had enough of that COVID crap, because we're sick and tired of the government lying like crazy, and then forcing us to do crap, forcing you to get the jab, forcing you to wear masks, forcing you to do everything. It's like it was like living in a communist country there for a while, and then they would get you to rat out on your neighbor if they had a little party with 6 people at the party or something. They said, oh, if you see your neighbor with too many people together, then you need to rat out on them and make sure you tell the government so that we can send the police over. And then you had some kids out on a skating rink skating without a mask on, and then the RCMP or whatever, the city police, I think it was, goes over and drags the kids off of the skating rink because they're skating. Like it was absolutely ridiculous. You have to admit that. It was like absolutely crazy. And not a good situation. We have about 50 people watching. Let's see, 45 people. Oh, okay, we got about 75 people watching here. Got 45 people watching on used tube. Some people are commenting and other people are banned from the channel. So, of course, those people are banned from the channel. You know what? It really, really, really pisses people off when you ban them because they go, oh, I have to go in there as an alt and I don't want to make an alt and I don't want to change my, my username in order to go in there with a fake account to comment and whatever. Robert Sinclair, hey, good to see you. Nice to see you, Robert, in there. Thumbs up to you. Thanks for popping in here. Oh, Maple Boy in there. Hey, Maple Boy, good to see you. How do you know that the government is lying if they if they job to take care of us? It's their job to take care of us. Yeah, exactly. Well, the government does lie. Let's face it. The people that work for the government are just human beings like you and I, and, hey, we're taught not to lie. Honestly, we're taught. And, but when you have so many people working for the government and that there's an awful lot of corruption in the government, right? So, it doesn't matter where you are in the world. Inevitably, most people don't trust the government because they see the government doing bad things, wrong things, and then you don't see where the police, the RCMP, the FBI, whoever, you don't see where they really take any action against those people that are in government, because it's more or less like, well, they pay our wages, so we better not do anything against them, or else we might get turfed, and not have a job anymore. So you've got that kind of a thing going on. You want to have the least corrupt government as possible, and you want to get rid of bad actors, okay? And there are bad actors all over the place. Come on. What about Biden? What about Hunter Biden? What about the stuff that was going on there? Why did Biden, when Biden left office, why did he have to bring in something saying, I want to make sure that I'm not going to be, taken to court for anything that I might have done? Like they do stuff like that, In Canada here, there was a lot of corruption that went on with Trudeau. I didn't like it. A lot of people didn't like that. But do you think that the RCMP, CSIS, or anything like that, and agencies like that actually did something to Trudeau? No, they didn't do anything to him. He was never charged with anything. You never saw that there was any hearings on stuff that he did that was negative. And now you see guys like Mark Carney, they're actually shutting down any kind of media being at any of these meetings that are going on, where they're interviewing people and bringing people to task and whatever. Anything that's going like that is being shut down in Canada here now with Carney, because he has a majority. And when you have a majority, the government pretty much closes down on a lot of stuff, and you don't get to see what's going on. So we're pissed off at that. Mater, hey, good to see you there, Mater. Popping in to the show. Yeah, we're coming to you live from Alberta, Canada. We're at the lake here. We're at just about 45 minutes from the Rocky Mountains that you see right behind me. We're sitting here in Alberta. Where's my Alberta song when you need it? Yeah, Alberta. Let's play a little bit of it here and listen to how we're pissed off at Canada. Want out.
In the shadow of the Rockies.
That's what happens when you piss us off. Us rednecks. Don't piss off an Albertan. Because he might turn on you. Turn on the whole country. We want better. Yeah, you got that right. Oh, yeah. Genie24. Hey, good to see you. Thanks a lot for popping in here. Appreciate your company. Be nice. Be good. Yeah, but anyways, we're pissed off here in Alberta. You know all about that. We've gone over this many times. And what else is new with that? Yeah, you can't make this stuff up. Let's see what's going on. Lots of flooding. Yeah, like you were just saying, you got flooded out of your apartment there, Quack. Sorry to hear that. Not good. Living in a motel, I hear. So that's not a good situation. And yeah, let's see what's going on with that here. Here's a little bit of a video of what it's looking like. Right there is where I ride my bicycle, right where that car is flooded out there. I ride my bike right there, right where you're looking at that. If I was in Edmonton right now, I'd be riding my bike through a lake there now. Holy jeez. You know, people say that Alberta's landlocked and we won't be able to get our oil to port. But look, Alberta's not landlocked. We've got lots of water. Yeah, it's looking terrible there. Look at there's downtown Edmonton, the high rises. This is a low-lying area close to the river. And I don't know, I'm not there in Edmonton, but is it that the water is so high in the river that it has gotten into that area there? Is it like, you know, all that water from the Rocky Mountains flowing down that river, the North Saskatchewan River, and now it's flowed over its banks and flooded that low-lying area there, because this is right by the bridge, by the low-level. There's a low-level bridge right there in the middle of the picture. So that's right near where the bridge is there. And the River Queen boat is just to the right there on the river. We've gone over that story there before, where it has a tough time there too, being moored on the river when the river gets too high. I hopefully that River Queen is doing okay there as well. But this is some shots from Edmonton there. Not looking very good. Not very good at all. Yeah. And even you've got some people. Here's a little clip from John from Alberta Patriot at Sylvan Lake, and he was talking to some people from Iraq, an Iraqi Christian family who came to Canada in 2006, and they're actually pro-Alberta independence. So, yeah, this little clip coming to us here from my good friend John. And, yeah, I actually met up with John there the other day and did an interview with him, and him and his wife hopped into our golf cart, and we went buzzing around Sylvan Lake there, chatting about Alberta independence and, you know, stuff like that. So, yeah, I gave him a little ride, and he was actually live on his channel as we were riding around on the golf cart there. So, yeah, we're actually meeting up with other influencers on YouTube and whatever, Facebook and things like that, X, and chatting with them. And, yeah, we've got some things in common. You know, everyone is kind of for Alberta independence, or at least some of the people that I hang out with. You know, and then you've got the other people that are on the other side, you know, we're forever in Canada, whatever. Okay, well, you know, not everyone is going to go for the same thing. Yeah, here's another story coming to us from Russia. This one here is that, you know, you've heard about that wildberry situation there. You've got the wildberry, which is the same thing as Amazon over in North America, and the people that are selling stuff on Wildberry are really are hard done by. Let's look at this little story here coming to us from Russia. This is one of the people that are selling stuff on the Wildberry platform over in Russia, and they're really pissed off at what's going on there. Let's listen to this story here.
Новый день, новые новости от
Oh,
Wildberries.
hang
Сегодня
on. I don't
Wildberries
speak
заблокировал
Russia.
всем
So
вывод
we'll have to
денежных
just go
средств
over this here a
площадки.
little bit at a
Новый
time
день,
here.
новые новости
New day, another Wildberries update. Okay,
от
what's going
Wildberries.
on there?
Сегодня Wildberries
Today, Wildberries blocked all sellers from withdrawing money from their platform. Oh, there's the other big thing. Wildberry is such a big corporation in Moscow that the failure of that one institution may very well take out the banking system in Russia. This is how serious it is over there, okay? But Wildberry blocked all sellers from withdrawing their money from the platform. What's this? Money that you've already made? Oh, that's sad to hear.
заблокировал всем
Not good.
вывод денежных средств
Not
площадки
good at all.
Рубль. Чтобы бедные
So entrepreneurs who suffered losses in the fire, this is from Ukrainian drones hitting these Wildberry warehouses, including myself, can't even partially cover their debts using the funds sitting in the, what is it there? In their Wildberry's seller account balances. Oh no.
предприниматели, которые пострадали от пожара, и
Unfreaking
я в том
believable.
числе, хотя бы хоть как-то могли перекрыть часть своих
Чекай,
долгов
чекай.
за счет того, что у них лежит на балансе
Wait,
ВБ-кабинета.
wait.
Сегодняшнего
Starting
дня
today,
просто не
they
могут
simply
забрать
cannot
свои
withdraw
деньги.
their own
Спасибо,
money.
Wildberries.
Thanks a
Вам
lot,
огромное.
Wildberry.
Новый день, новые новости от
So that's
Wildberries.
it. A
Сегодня
new day,
Wildberries
another update. So apparently, Wildberry doesn't have any money to pay you. Like, come on. Can't you figure this out already? And, you know, it's funny because the people in Russia are like, they're so brainwashed into not speaking the truth and not bashing their government and not saying anything that would make their government look bad. So if you were to ask somebody in Russia on camera, what is the cause of gas lineups, no petrol at your gas stations, the blowing up of the Wildberry warehouses, what is the cause of that? You know, they're going to go, well, I don't know what's going on, but it doesn't look really good. You know, no, it's because Putin caused a war with Ukraine. He started a war with Ukraine. And it's simply a matter of the Ukraine fighting back. They nuked, well, they blew up your oil refineries. Most of the oil refineries have been hit at least once by drones from the Ukraine. And now they're hitting back at these huge warehouses from Wildberries, similar to Amazon in Canada, the United States. And they're hitting back at these entrepreneurial type people like this lady here, and she can't understand why it's happening. No recourse. No. What about all of the civilians that are dying in the Ukraine? That Russia has killed civilians. They've hit many high-rise buildings, apartment buildings, buses, all kind of things like that. And why did the Ukraine hit back at Wildberries? Because what happened with Russia actually bombed the postal service in the Ukraine. How do you think people get their packages in the Ukraine? Postal service, right? So, Wildberry is akin to the postal service. And also, Wildberry is, shipping stuff like armor that people would be wearing, backpacks that the military would be using, drones that the military would be using, drone hardware, like little things that you can attach to your drone that will be able to allow it to drop a bomb, all kind of stuff like that. Like Wildberry was supplying stuff for the Russian military. So it was a legitimate military target, absolute legitimate target. Absolute. And these people here are like oblivious to the fact that Ukrainians are dying. Well, you know what? You're not dying. You're not dead. Okay. You've just simply lost your source of income, and you're pissed off because of that. You're losing money. right? It's a money thing for you. You didn't lose your life. Your relatives didn't lose your life. Sure, soldiers lost their lives, but you can blame Putin for that. Don't blame the Ukrainians for that. Like this war is, and the people in Russia are just absolutely like shut off from the internet, right? Hey, your internet is shut off, right? Hey, why do you think your internet is shut off? So that you don't talk about why the war is happening, okay? So that you don't rebel against the Russian government, right? You guys, that's what communism does to you, okay? It's like silences you. You know how Russia works. It's like this. It's like a pyramid, okay? The Russia government and communist government is like a pyramid, okay? You've got one guy at the top, and that's Putin, okay? And who's underneath him? You've got his advisors that are right underneath him, a little bit lower on the pyramid. And then below that are the people that are just below them. And then at the very bottom of the pyramid is the people, okay? And the people cannot say anything against the government. They cannot rebel against the government. They can't protest against the government. They will be absolutely locked up, okay? So you listen to those people that are above you, okay? And those people that are above you listen to the ultimate leader, Putin. And if he says war, then everybody goes with the program. You don't say anything negative to him. Otherwise, you end up getting thrown off of a building, or you somehow disappear, or, it's not good for you, put it that way, okay? The KGB the KGBs, yeah, they stand behind you. Yeah, they do stand behind you, watching every damn thing that you're doing, right? That's what the whole thing is like over in Russia there. So, I better watch what I'm saying here, because there's probably KGB. The KGB is set up to watch Tommy Temper in Canada here. So, but anyways, I'm just reporting. Okay, I'm not telling you to do anything out there. I'm just reporting what's going on. Okay, there you go. So, one of the latest things is they hit back at this company called what is it? I forget the name of it, but it's 3 letters. It's a logistics company that delivers stuff for Wildberry. And that was one of the very latest things that got hit. 14 strikes on enemy logistics warehouses in 11 days. You're talking about the Berry outfit and the company that that does the probably the little trucks that run around delivering this stuff. Ukraine is bringing the war back to where it came from. The Russian rear is burning. The rear is burning. They chose war. Now the war is choosing them. So all over Russia, people are seeing sites like this. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to be able to get my Chinese widget on time because I think it might have been blown up at the warehouse. It's like pretty much toast. It's pretty much toast over there. Imagine this, if this was happening in the States or Canada, where you were in some kind of a war that you started, and the enemy with you that you think is the enemy, right? Which, of course, the real enemy in this whole situation is Russia, the enemy of the Ukraine. You might not agree with me, but I'm just a logical thinker here. I'm thinking logically, like who started it, and who fired the first shot, at what country, who sent the tanks into somebody else's country, who tried to take over another country. Well, of course, it's Russia. They're the aggressor on the whole thing. And when somebody, on any situation, it could be you standing on the street. Let's say you were standing on the street, an aggressor came towards you and started attacking you, and you punch back at them in self-defense. Well, that would be self-defense, and that's exactly what's going on here. The Ukraine is simply using self-defense against Russia, and guess what? The self-defense blow is actually hurting more than the actual attack. Okay, that's where we're at here right now. Russia is losing. They're losing on the way of they've lost all of their refineries. They've lost a bunch of their ships. Well, not all of their refineries, but so many of their refineries. They've lost ships in their fleet to be able to deliver oil. Now they're losing the way to get their drones and stuff like that by way, and this whole operation of the berries operation here. It's incredible. It's incredible the way little, and Russia is not a small country with, they've got nukes and they've got military that's been built up since the Second World War, all kind of tanks and all kind of stuff like that. And it's pretty crazy how little Ukraine is fighting back at them. And Ukraine is now the world leader in drone technology, to where other countries, the other NATO countries, want that drone technology, because that's going to be, if there is any next war, that's when it actually happen. Over in Oblast, we've got stuff happening over in Oblast. We've got this video coming in just now. This is 20 hours ago. Moscow Oblast is ablaze, to my esteemed readers and the not so esteemed patriots and trolls. Only exclusive content. Settle in comfortably, stock up on popcorn. Drone strike on a residential building in Chekhov. The moment of impact from the front row. Video shot from the neighboring high-rise right across. Crank up the volume. Okay, let's hear what it sounds like here. Oh my gosh. Oh. She's blowing up. Oh my. You can hear those car alarms going off there. And you would think that the Russian people and Putin would get the hint to back off and sign some kind of a peace treaty. But, Putin is so stupid. What is he like going senile or something like that? There's something wrong with Putin that, when you get beat and you get beaten down so bad that your whole economy is going to hell in a handbag. At what point would you actually say, well, I think I'm losing and there's no chance of us winning here? But is he like kamikaze, where it's like you fly your airplane in with you in it, and kamikaze pilot, and you crash and burn, along with your airplane. Is that what he's doing with Russia? Is he crash and burning the entire country of Russia? If this war continues on longer, Ukraine will actually be able to take over Russia and say, okay, Russia, you now belong to the Ukraine, and now you'll have one big giant Ukraine composed of the Ukraine and Russia. Is that what's going to happen? Yeah, that's what it's looking like. Unfrickin' believable. Let's listen. Putin, your citizens are crying. Your buildings are going down. Now, Russia does not target buildings, but what happens is you have, drones go out, they get astray, whatever, or they're shot down by some anti-drone weaponry that Russia has, and then they end up hitting these apartment buildings and stuff like that. But, overall, I don't think that Ukraine is targeting apartment buildings. They're definitely targeting, these Wildberry distribution warehouses and things like your refineries and stuff like that. Hey, we got about 75 people watching. Thanks a lot, everyone, for watching. We do appreciate you. We got Kinna in there. Hey, Kinna. Good to see you. Again, we got Master Troller popping in. Hey, Master Troller, good to see you. We got Big D popping in. Hey, Big D, good to see you. Deb's Crazy Daily, nice to see you in there. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Edward Cam, hang on. Edward Cam, you hang out on the Catamus Rex channel. because I said I'm banning everybody from Catamus Rex's channel. That if you hang out over there and you talk to her and you're friendly with her and you're left leaning to where you just make fun of fat people and guys like me on my channel over on her channel, well then you're not going to be welcome over here. So Edward Cam, do you hang out on Catamus Rex's channel? I'm not really keeping really good I'm not keeping good track of who's hanging out. I used to have at my other studio a manual, a book where I actually recorded everybody that hang out with stuff like that. Do you say fat people? I am a fat person. I am fat or whatever. I'm on a diet, by the way. I'm on a seafood diet. If I see food, I eat it. And by the way, if you're fat and you want to lose fat and you don't want to take some kind of a drug there to get you like a weight loss drug or something like that. I just heard today that what you need to eat are black beans, okay? So get yourself a can of black beans, and every time you're going to have a little bit of a meal or something like that, include about a half a can of black beans, because black beans actually contain the chemical, the drug, whatever, that is man-made in, things that you can inject like Ozempic and stuff like that. So, instead of getting that injection, what you can do is eat, a half a can of black beans, eat a lot of black beans, okay? Because what that does, the black beans have, fiber, a lot of fiber, right? Which a lot of people eat a lot of food all day. They go to McDonald's and stuff like that. You don't get any fiber eating stuff like that. You don't get enough fiber in your diet. So the black beans contain the fiber, and they also contain the drug that makes you feel full, right? So that you go, oh, I don't need to eat, as much because I feel full already. And that's what is the problem with people. It's like I went to a party there the other day. It was on Saturday, and they had like a buffet table, right? Because everyone brought either a sweet item or an item to eat with your hot dog or hamburgers or stuff like that. And I watched some guys, and they went up and after eating the regular food, they went up and they took some, coffee cake, and some muffins, or not muffins, but some muffins and stuff like that, little cake stuff, whatever, and they put it on their plate and they go away, whatever. And then I'd see the same guy going back up there again and loading up more stuff like that, and then coming back for a third time, and I'm thinking, holy shit, how much of that stuff do you need to eat? Well, if he would have had like a little half a can of black beans, or eaten whatever the salad was there with the black beans in it, that would have made him not feel as hungry, right? Which it curbs your hunger. And then you go, I'm not hungry anymore, so I don't really need to eat any more of that. So just that's my tip of the day, okay? Buy yourself, next time you're out there shopping, buy a can of black beans, because it's got to be not regular beans. No, not those ones, like brown sugar beans or something like that. No, the can of black beans. Once in a while you'll see we're put them into salads and stuff like that. Hey, and also eat lots of salads. Put some of those black beans in with your salad, whatever, and and then you're and the other thing is, eat slow. Don't eat like a rabid dog, okay? Because if you eat like a rabid dog, you're going to go, bah, 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 bah. You're like, oh, and you never have a chance to curb your hunger, right? And because, when you eat, it takes maybe 15 minutes after you eat until you go, oh, I'm full. I don't need to eat anymore. But if you just keep filling your mouth with food, whatever, at the buffet or whatever, and don't go to buffets. That's the worst thing you can do. Like, don't, you don't want to be like the fat couple going to load up at the buffet all the time, and they're like 500 pounds and getting heavier all the time. Okay. What you want to do is you want to stay away from the buffets, only order small things, order salads and stuff like that, like treat yourself nice. Okay. Because nobody's going to live forever. But, if you're overweight, you're definitely not going to live as long as the skinny little old lady. Like, who do you see at the senior homes, right? It's a bunch of skinny people. You don't see fat people there. They're like all gone, Well, and, I'm not typically calling anybody fat. I don't like go, oh, that's a fat person, or you guys, you guys go, oh, that's potato head. Like the trolls over there, the liberals, right? The people that love the LGBTQ community and love the gay people and stuff like that. They're the ones that call me potato head or something like that, like that's just not nice at all, like come on over here and say that, I'm built like a linebacker, and if we got into some kind of a altercation, I would probably win. I hate to tell you, but you guys are like keyboard warriors and you say crap like that. So whatever, for that reason, it's like, I'll ban you out of my chat here. Hey, Canadian Outdoor Adventures. Nice to see you. Yeah, I'm a dietitian. Yeah. Oh, no. Well, no, I like talking about everything. And I saw that when I was watching a YouTube video. It popped up on my screen. It's like I'm being monitored. Everything that I say is being monitored. I'm pretty sure that it's my phone here or whatever. You got Google. Google is listening to everything I say, and Google is connected to YouTube. So if you talk about crap, your phone picks it up, and then they serve you up videos and stuff based on what you've been talking about. So they hear me talking about diet and stuff like that. So yeah, I get all these doctors popping up with these videos there talking about what you can do to stop eating so much and whatever, maintain a better lifestyle, that kind of thing. So yeah, now that I'm living out here at the lake, and enjoying myself and having a better lifestyle here, I just thought, hey, no harm in letting you guys know what I'm up to, because let's face it, most of you that come over here, you kind of want to know, well, what's Tommy Temper up to? What happened to you yesterday? And by the way, yesterday was a pretty exciting day. Like, a lot of things happened. But, I don't talk about every single thing that happens out there in the real world. But let me just say, there's a lot of people that come to this country that shouldn't be in this country. Let me just leave it at that. Okay. Because of my interaction there yesterday. It was not great, but I'm not even going to get into it. Okay, so I'm going to go out for a golf cart ride today. So I've got the golf cart sitting out there. So we're going to be driving around a little bit. What else happened? I had an item for sale on Facebook, and that's why I didn't go live there yesterday, because some people came into town and they checked out something that I had for sale on Facebook. So I managed to sell that item. So that was nice. I waited around, whatever, and that kind of took up my morning there. Plus, I had to drive around and pick up a few items at Canadian Tire. Canadian Tire. Oh, the famous Canadian Tire store. So I was down there yesterday doing a little bit of shopping. Had to stop at the motor vehicle registry. Yeah, and I checked up on that where people are going, hey, Tommy, you guys have that digital ID now there in Alberta? Well, you can say that it's digital ID. I don't know if it's digital ID or not, or what the hell you could call it. But now you can get, when you renew your driver's license. So I went to the vehicle registry and just to find out about this digital ID. Well, no. Well, I'm not calling it digital ID, but some people are. But this is what the way it works is, you know how you get your driver's license. Okay. And it's just a driver's license. That's all it is. It shows that you have a driver's license for a certain state or province, right? That's all it is. But now in the province of Alberta, because, okay, there's a couple of things that you do. You have citizenship of Canada, okay, which you'll have a birth certificate showing that you were born in Canada. So you have that ID card, okay? Then you have a card that says that you have Alberta health insurance, right? So you've got that card. And you've got a driver's license. So now you've got 3 cards that you have to keep in your wallet. But the government has now said, okay, the next time that you renew your driver's license, the new driver's license will have all three things all combined on your driver's license. So you just carry one card. If you go to the hospital, you present that one card, and it has your information with your, with your healthcare number and whatever on it. And also, it'll have the proof that you're actually a citizen of Canada on that one card. So is that digital ID? I don't know. I guess you could say that it is digital ID because it is digital. It'll probably have a barcode or something on it that they can just scan and go, oh yeah, okay, you're good to go. You're good to vote, or you're good to drive a car, or you're good to walk into a hospital. But it doesn't track how much money you have. It's not like a digital currency system where you get rid of money and stuff like that, and the internal revenue service. And the one thing the card doesn't have on it is what's known in Canada here is the social insurance number, which is the number that the government uses when you file your income taxes. So that number is not on that card. So it has nothing to do with tracking what you buy or what you sell or stuff like that. But if they ever do get rid of the Canuck buck, which, by the way, the Canadian dollar is losing value daily as we speak because the Canadian government is printing money like crazy, and there's so much inflation going on here that the Canadian dollar is worth less and less every day. Since Mark Carney got in, the Canadian dollar has slipped from about 70 cents down to from 73 cents compared to the American dollar, to now it's only worth 70 cents per American dollar. So we've lost 3 cents since Carney has gotten in. Why is that? I'll tell you, because of all the inflation. Inflation is running rampant, and the Canadian government is just printing money like crazy, printing more money than ever before. And, what's funny is that people go on other channels and go, oh, well, Tommy Temper is just spewing out misinformation, but they fail to actually say, okay, if you think I'm spewing misinformation, what exactly is that misinformation? Oh, and I have to go because I've got somebody just arrived outside here. So I'm going to leave a little bit of music on here, and I will be right back. Okay, I'll be right back. Here's a little bit of music for you to listen to. You guys can just chat, and I have to go because I got somebody banging on my door. I got to go outside for a minute, and then I'll be right back. So sit tight, and just be cool. Be cool. Actually, I'll leave this picture on here. Here we go. Be right back. Okay. Sorry for that slight interlude there. Yeah, I just had somebody banging on my door there, so I had to talk to him for a little bit. Okay, but anyways, we got that looked after, so we're back here again. Sorry for that little problemo. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, to talk about the goings on, just for talk about a little bit of internet activity here with some of the other streamers and whatever that I know a lot of you know, because my chat, we're friendly with everybody else and we know everybody else, whatever's going on there. Brenda in the chat. Hey, Brenda, good to see you in the chat. Thanks for popping in. Fry TV. Hey, Fry, good to see you. Fry, you need to get that $1,000 controller there so you can play those video games there more effectively. I was at I was actually at a trade show. No, it was at the exhibition grounds there in Red Deer, and there was a guy that had a really cool controller. Maybe it's the one you're talking about or something there. He runs like a virtual golf game setup, and he's going to be introducing gaming with controllers and stuff like that, various stuff like that. I'm not really into gaming per se. In fact, if I'm sub to somebody and they're into gaming, I usually unsub from them because I'm not really into watching somebody else play a game. You know what I mean? Like if I want to play a game, I'll play a game, and I virtually don't play video games. Like once in a while I'll play something that's a word game or something like that. You know what I mean? Or once in a while I'll play these games where you the ones where you're trapped in a house or something, or trapped somewhere and you need to find things or whatever, but even those things are pretty dodgy and whatever. Philip, hey, good to see you there, Philip. Thanks for popping in. Good to see you. Edward, you're not too bad there. I don't think that I've seen you dox me ever. Unlike Dean Wall. Dean Wall, he's like a doxer over there. Yeah. See what 3,000 gets you. Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, there was the, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Talking about RV and Railroaded there. Yeah, I was actually listening last night. I didn't type anything in the chat, but I tuned in there because you can't type anything in the chat when you're on the big screen TV. And on my big screen TV, I watch YouTube videos, right? Same thing as Eric. I was watching him there this morning as well. Hey, Fry, tell Eric, this is what you need to tell Eric. Tell Eric, Mechanic Eric, to move the avatar of himself from the bottom right of his screen to the bottom left of his screen. And the reason I say that is because when you watch his stream on a big screen TV, along with the chat playing, the chat scrolls up the right side of the screen, right over top of his face. You know what I mean? So if he moved his face from the bottom right corner to the bottom left corner, then the chat wouldn't be scrolling up over his face, okay? And I was trying to tell him that the other day, but I don't think he understood what I was talking about there. So anyways, that would be if he wanted to make his stream at all better, that's what I would recommend. Because if you ever own a big screen TV that is a smart TV that has the chat built into it, or a Google Puck or something like that, the video plays and the actual chat scrolls up the right side of your screen over top of an avatar or anything like that. He moved his face from the bottom. If he moved his face, yeah. Tell him to move his face. It can stay on the bottom, but just tell him to move it to the left side of the screen, over right above where he has his data on his 3 places that he streams to. But anyways, RV and Railroaded were going at it there last night. A little bit of a tiff going on there, a little bit of a fight, a little bit of arguing and yelling going on between them there. I don't know the exact details, and I don't want to get on the bad side of RV. I don't want to get on the bad side of Railroaded. I don't want, me, I try and like everybody. I like everybody, unless you're doxing me and hanging out and or talking about me in a disparaging way. Well, then you might get banned from my channel from now on. Remember, I've got more than enough people watching my channel. So, I don't care now if I ban people from my channel for doing stuff like that, So if you're part of a doxing channel or a bunch of people that are just sitting over there hating on myself and hating on other streamers and stuff like that, and all you guys have is just a hate channel built up there, a hit channel. I call it a hit channel. And Catamus Rex, your channel is a actual hit channel, a hate channel. What you're doing over there, you can, you guys all rally round and give yourself a pat on the back, whatever, but all you do is call people names, call people vile names, bad names, make fun of people, make fun of how people look, make fun of how much people weigh. Meanwhile, you hide from being on a camera. You don't put your face on any kind of a camera. You don't even let people know what city you live in or anything like that. You just hide. You're just a bunch of trolls. That's all you are. So, Jen says, I don't watch them, but they show up in my feed. Yeah, exactly. But, like as far as RV, he comes and goes, like one minute he's nice and, the next minute he's banning people from his chat or whatever, and I've known him for a long time and, I see what he does, I don't know that he's the nicest or the worst person in the world. He's doing what he's doing. And, I've been following the saga of him coming from Ontario. He got paid some money by Railroaded. I know both of them to talk to both of them on the telephone. I've talked on the phone to RV. I've talked on the phone to Railroaded. You guys know that I have that phone number that people could phone me on and stuff. And I've, in the back end, I've talked to both of them. So I know, pretty much what's going on there. So, but I just don't want to be, complicit or involved with the whole thing. It is what it is, and whatever happens will happen. And, it's gonna become the lore of the internet. It will. Like eventually something is going to happen one way or the other. And you're witnessing it, and it's like watching a series on TV, like General Hospital or something like that, where except this is in real life, IRL, in real life. You're watching stuff go down, and of course you guys are sitting there going, I want something to happen, let's hope that something happens or whatever, let's hope that something bad happens, and hey, I don't hope that something bad happens, but I'm watching what's happening, okay, along with you, and everyone is having fun, whatever, and at the end of it, we'll find out what actually happens. But I'll tell you this. My wife does not want anybody on the internet coming over to my house. Okay. So I'll say that. So, I might have invited people to come over here, but she's actually given me hell and said, Tommy Temper, I do not want you having anybody coming over to your house. I don't mind meeting somebody out at a restaurant or out somewhere, in the real world, in IRL, either in Edmonton or here in Sylvan Lake. But my wife does not want somebody coming over to my house and camping out in my yard and, living here and using the facilities and stuff like that, or being in my hot tub or whatever, So, that's not going to happen. If somebody does have or does come around here, yeah, exactly, Deb. Yeah, your wife's a smart woman. Yeah. She just understands that it is nothing but trouble. It will amount to nothing but trouble if that happens, okay? It's either going to be somebody comes over and lives for an extended period of time when you want them to be kind of moving on, or they take advantage of you, or they get into a fight with you, or and keep in mind, I'm not a drinker. Like, you don't see me drunk on here. Once in a while, I'll have a drink. Once in a while, like later at night, you might see where I grab a can of beer or something like that, and I have a beer. But it's going to be probably 2 or 3 beer at max. And I'm not going to be drunk. I might be feeling okay, but I'm not like a drunk type of a personality or a drug addict. Like I don't take drugs. I don't smoke weed or do any of that kind of stuff, even though it's legal here. Have I tried it? Have I done stuff like that? Oh, of course, yeah. Like I'm not adverse to trying things, especially things that are legal, like here in Canada. But I don't. Hey, thanks a lot, Michael. Michael, thanks a lot. I appreciate that. I'm a member. I give Tommy money for my entertainment. Thanks a lot. I appreciate that. And I lots of times I don't appreciate or don't show my appreciation for those of you that have joined up my membership to my channel, that have basically donated to my channel, or people that have super chatted to my channel. I do appreciate that. It shows that you're a very kind person. I don't like streaming and not getting a super chat. I watch other people and they get like super chat after super chat after super chat, and they only read the comments if it's a super chat. You know what I mean? And I'm in there on their channel and I'm like, oh yeah, I have this to say. They go bypass my comment, and they only read the super chats. Well, I don't get enough super chats for that to happen. Otherwise, I would probably do that myself. I'm not a big enough channel. If I had 100 people or 1,000 people watching, well, you pretty much can't read everything. So you concentrate on those people that donate to you, which is okay. And that I understand. And that's the way the internet works. Is that people like you. The more they like you, the more they're able to super chat, or not able, but more likely to super chat or whatever, become a member of your channel. And I do appreciate that. There's a lot of people that you see the green names in the chat. Well, those are people that are members of my channel. Blue names are people that are moderators in my channel. And if you're just a white, there are some people out there that I'm just about likely to, make him a mod in my chat. I can see some people in there right now. In fact, maybe should I make one more person a moderator in my chat? Who in my chat, and I'm going to leave it up to the people that have wrenches there right now. Who in my chat that's in there right now, that's not a basher, that's not hanging out over in Cadamus Rex's channel? Who do you think should get a wrench in my chat? I know Bob Cox, here he goes. Make me a mod, Philip Drummond. Hey, well, it's going to be up to the people that are already moderators in my chat. We're going to have them drop some names in there. Whoever you think should have a wrench. Keep in mind, some people have had wrenches in my chat. There's Fry TV with a big laugh on that one. He knows. If anyone knows about moderators and the trouble that moderators get the channel owner into, yeah, absolutely, it would be Fry TV. Because, you even had the mod squad, right? Wasn't that term, the mod squad, that came out of your channel there, Fry, because you actually had the mod squad that would go over to other people's channels and then become moderators in other people's channels. And they actually did that to my channel. And by the way, I think since that convoy, I think I was up to maybe something like 2,500 subs. That's where the convoy stuff ended up for me. I had around 2,500 subs. So anything between 2,500 subs to where I am today happened well after the convoy. So, Fry helped me build up my subs on this channel here. Absolutely. I appreciate that. Yeah, it was the mod squad. Yeah, exactly. Carrie, you remember that. Carrie, good to see you. If there's somebody that you guys think, let's see, nothing important. I was calling Tommy out. Oh, okay. Ayatollah. Yeah, exactly. At the end of the day, it's all about camaraderie, and I appreciate everyone in the chat that comes around and sees what I'm up to here, you know. You know, I was listening to Mechanic Eric on his channel, because he's live from his truck there every day doing asphalt delivery and whatever stuff like that with his company. And I went over there and he said, "Hey Tommy, I don't like what you're doing there now. I used to like watching you before. I liked when you were doing restreaming of people, you know, the restreaming stuff. But the thing is that I don't want to be sitting in a chair here streaming for 8 hours, you know, like Fry TV. You know what that's like. It takes a lot out of you. In fact, now I rarely see you go live at all now, Fry, whereas before, when the convoy stuff was happening, you were live for like 8 hours at a time, maybe longer than that, showing convoy stuff that was going on. And I was doing that too. And it burns you out. It absolutely burns you out being live for 8 hours, right? I'll tell you that right now. And I actually like the format that I'm at here right now. And I want to kind of, you know, go make it a little bit better and add on to what I'm doing here right now by talking about world events that are happening, talking about what's happening in the United States, what's happening in Canada, what's happening to me here locally, you know, because you guys like to hear, you know, personally what's happening to me, what I'm doing when I go out during the day or whatever. You like hearing a little bit about what's happening to the other streamers and stuff, you know, going on, you know, the lore of the internet, shall we say. Yes, I know how all about long streams, and yes, I got burned out big time. Yeah, exactly, Fry. Yeah, so you know what I'm talking about. And the same thing was happening to me, where you know, and I could do it right now. I could sit here for 8 hours, but it you know, like I'm at the lake. Imagine being at the lake and you can go out and you've got a golf cart and you can hop in your golf cart and you can drive out to the beach and or drive along, you know, Lakeshore Boulevard along the beach. I can park because I live here. I have a license plate that allows me to park anywhere free, whereas anybody else, a visitor coming into this Sylvan Lake Resort, has to pay for parking in any of the, you know, close places to all the restaurants and stuff like that. I can park wherever the hell I want. I can go and sit on whatever park bench, and there's lots of benches along the boulevard there where you can watch the beach, watch people hanging out and having fun and whatever. I can bring a lawn chair out there. I can put the lawn chair in the water, you know, get my feet wet and stuff like that. You know, I don't necessarily have to go in the water every time that we go out there. But, you know, hey, the kids that I'm with, they can play around in the water and whatever. So we're out here having fun. It's just a fun resort type of a situation that we're in here up in Canada, as close to you know, a resort as it can be. And yeah, somebody said that the other day. They said, well, somebody said that it's a resort. And is it a resort? Yeah, it is a resort, absolutely. And I love it here. I love just doing stuff and taking it easy, relaxing, and having fun. And hey, I'm you know, I have to say that I am blessed to have the life that I have, and that I'm able to do what I do. And a lot of you go, well, you know, like, you've got stuff, and why are you complaining? Why are you complaining about the Liberals? Why are you complaining about Alberta being in Canada? Why are you complaining about everything out there? It's because I like, and I've always done this with my channel and with my way of life, is that I've always stood up for the little guy that doesn't have what I have, okay? For the person that is on ACE, for the person that is on welfare, for the person that's living off the government, for the person that doesn't have the job. If you're living in Canada, you should have a job. There should be jobs for every person. There should be jobs available for every person. And you should not be overloading us. And then you're going to get into, well, why do you talk about mass immigration? You know, do you not like, you know, and you get Al Munson and guys like that. Oh, well, Tommy doesn't like black and brown people, you know, and you come up with that whole thing, you know, and it's like, it has nothing to do with color, okay? Because I'm not a racist person. I could care less what color you are. You are whatever color you are. And, you know, like, good for you. I'm glad for you. You have, you know, and I hope that you have the ability to get out there and get a job and do whatever and be successful. You too can be an entrepreneur. You know, like it doesn't matter. It's not a matter of color on being an entrepreneur. Anybody can be an entrepreneur. Anybody can sell a widget on eBay or on Amazon or whatever. You know, find something to buy. You know, buy cheap, sell high, whatever. You know, like start yourself a little internet business. Do whatever. You know, you don't have to have a storefront. You don't have to have a business where you know, you have you know, a $2,000 a month lease or something like that. You can start something on a shoestring if you really want to. You know, like whatever you want to do, you can do it. Okay, you just have to get there and do it. Like at one point in my life, I had an interest in gold. Okay, in gold mining, which gold is like a big thing here in Canada. So I made it my passion, along with a friend of mine, to learn about gold, learn about gold mining, learn about how to gold mine and where to gold mine, and to actually go out and gold mine, right? And let me tell you, it's not easy. It's not easy. Like, I have a lot of respect for people that are in that industry of gold mining, right? But could I actually get a claim, and could I actually be gold mining? Absolutely, I could. Absolutely. I could get a hold of some heavy equipment like a, you know, bulldozer, backhoe, whatever, dump truck, set up a giant sluice, and be out there gold mining, just like those TV shows that you see where the guy's out there gold mining, right? And there is a lot of money in gold mining, a lot of money. Some of those people are just filthy rich what they're doing, but other people go broke, right? Because they don't know what they're doing. They end up going there with you know, $100,000 or whatever. They save up whatever, sell their house and whatever, and then they go up to the far north with a bunch of money and think they're going to get rich, but they haven't done the research to find out you know, how to actually make money in gold mining. And they go up there, they get some kind of a plot of land, and they start digging, and they don't make ends meet, and they go broke. And that happens over and over and over again, right? But based on what I learned, because I learned the small way, because we had a little sluice box, a small sluice box, and a little Honda motor with a, you know, 2-inch fire hose, whatever, running that little, digging and shoveling the dirt ourselves into that sluice box. We first of all went with that small sluice box into the interior of British Columbia, and the first thing we did is we talked to the gold miners, the old gold miners that have been at it for years and years and years. We found out who had a claim. We went and asked them if we could go on their claim. And you know what they said to us? They said, yeah, I have a claim. Here's where it is. They showed us the map of where it is. We got the coordinates. We got it on a GPS. We drove out to where it is. And the old guys would say to you, go out on my claim. We've already found gold there, but go out there, do some prospecting, and do some small-time gold mining, whatever, with a sluice box. And above all, you keep whatever you find. You don't have to give me anything, but tell me where you found the gold, right? That's what they wanted to know, is tell them where we found the gold. And inevitably, we went out there. We set up our sluice box. Well, first of all, went out with the pan different areas, got some material from different areas, found out which area had gold in it, and then we set up our box and we started mining. And we found gold, whatever. Then we went back and told the owner where the gold was, and they were grateful. They were grateful for that, because the next year we'd go out there and there would be a big hole dug where we'd found gold. So they recovered a lot of gold from where we actually found gold on their claim. And remember, these claims are large. They're huge. You're talking about acres of land. And meanwhile, you're a little guy with a pan on there. So we did that in the interior of British Columbia. Then we, and people there said, if you want big gold, you got to go up to the Yukon, because the Yukon is where the big gold was found. That's where the gold rush was, up in places called like Dawson City, okay? And if you live in Canada, if you want to visit a place that is absolutely unique, and it's like going back to the 1800s, that whole town of Dawson City is like a real live town with real people, that the buildings are like they were back in the 1800s. They don't allow brand new buildings to be built there. Well, there's maybe a couple of them, but a lot of the old buildings are there. You have places like the Klondike Hotel. You have Diamond Tooth Gertie's hotel bar. You got some really interesting stuff out there. Put it that way. You know, it's like, yeah, we were at Diamond Tooth Gertie's, and it's like a slot machine type place and whatever. With they actually have the the dancing girls doing the lifting up their legs and stuff like that. You know, all of that kind of stuff up there. And lots of claims, lots and lots of gold mining, lots and lots of people that you can go and talk to. So we were on the quest for gold. So yeah, they told us, if you want big gold, go up to where the mines are up in the Yukon, right? And that's where you see these TV shows being filmed, is up in places like Dawson City, right? I've actually seen or been to some of those rivers and that and streams, like the Bonanza Creek. I've actually done panning and whatever on Bonanza Creek. I've actually done gold mining right off of Bonanza Creek on a guy that we met up there and said, hey, he actually this is what happened. We show up there and he and we have metal detectors too to do metal detecting of nuggets, and he did a fresh with his bulldozer of, a bunch of areas there where he scraped the land, where he scraped it off. And now you've got bulldozed area there, right? And he said, hey, you guys got metal detectors. Go out to this area where I did a fresh scrape, and you guys metal detect that area there. And whatever you find, whatever nuggets you find, you guys keep. But just tell me what you found and where you found it, so that he can do some digging in there. So we go out there with our metal detectors, and sure as shit, we're detecting nuggets. We're getting nuggets like half an inch size nuggets or something, or even a 1 inch size nugget. Not giant nuggets the size of your fist or something like that, but we're out there and we're actually finding stuff. And we're not getting rich off of what we're finding, but still, you could have a little nugget there that might be worth $100 or something like that, and we're finding a bunch of them there. So we go back to him and we tell him where all that stuff is that we found. And of course, we're only up there for short periods of time, like we're in the Yukon for a couple of weeks or something like that. Whereas these guys live up there. Like that's their how they make their money, And it ended up that the one guy's claim that we were on, it wasn't actually his claim, but it was his father's claim. And his father, his son was the guy that we were dealing with, right? Because he was the guy on the claim. But his father actually owned the claim, and his father was a doctor, okay? And he was on there working the claim and doing everything, whatever. But his father wanted to sell the claim. And it turns out that the guy that owned the claim right next door was a guy by the name of 2x4 Bob. Okay, 2x4 Bob. And 2x4 Bob, you can imagine why that's his nickname, right? Because, he wasn't a really friendly guy, whatever, and he would get in trouble, whatever, and, use a 2x4 to, get his way, I guess. I don't know. But anyways, they got into an argument. 2x4 Bob got into an argument with the guy that was on our claim, that we were over there with him. And they got into a big argument. And the guys who claimed that we were on ended up shooting and killing 2x4 Bob. And the dude that did get that is now in jail. In the Yukon. He's sitting in jail right now to this day. The last that I heard, he was still in jail. And that was going back, probably 10 years ago now that I'm talking about that we were doing that. So, this is the history of the Klondike days, SW. Yeah. So, do people fight over gold? Absolutely. Is there such a thing as gold fever? Absolutely. People get gold fever. They get fever to find the gold and to do stuff with gold and to fight other people over gold. And the same thing in the bars of the Yukon. The miners fight with each other in the bars over claims, over gold, over women, over hookers, over anything, because those people up there like alcohol. I will guarantee you of that if you want to be a friend of a miner up in the Yukon, you show up with a bottle of booze and a 24-pack of beer, and you're going to be their best friend, and you will be able to do whatever you want on their claim. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, go do whatever you want. Just tell me where you find it. But that's the key to being a gold miner's friend. And there's also another saying that I learned, which is, what's the definition of a gold miner? Well, it's a liar standing over a hole in the ground, right? So if you want to buy a claim off of somebody, expect it to be, you're going to buy it off of a gold miner that's a liar standing over a hole in the ground. Yeah. Is the saying of that whole thing. There's lots of stuff that you find too, like where you find the gold up in the Yukon. It's like they say gray is good. No, gray is what the hell was that saying now? Because you got clay. Where you find clay, you find the gold, because the gold will settle on the clay, right? So gray is okay, or maybe something like that. Gray is okay, but redder is better, okay? So where you find red dirt or red mud or red earth, you're going to find really good gold. But where you find clay, like if you dig down and you hit the clay, because as gold washes down a river, if you're with that kind of gold, the gold will go down until it hits the clay, right? When it hits the clay, that's where it settles. So the clay is where it's at. But redder is better. If you're anywhere where you got red earth, red dirt, red anything, you want to be digging in that spot. And of course, quartz, right? You find gold where you find quartz. So if you got a seam of quartz or whatever, yeah, okay, real good. We were also on another guy's claim that was high up off the river, like very high up, as high up in that land, in that area as you can get. And the gold that he was finding was not what you call river wash gold. River wash gold is rounded gold, okay? And then you'll have gold that's in rock. If it's embedded in the rock, well, you got to crush that rock to get out of it, so you need a rock crusher to get at it. And where you have gold like, way far underground, like in the Northwest Territories around Yellowknife, that's going to be all hard rock mining. So there's different kinds of mining. You've got hard rock mining, which is like actual rock that you have to crush, which the average little guy doesn't want to do that. So you want to find that river wash gold. So it's gold that has come from a seam up on top and is washed down the river, hit around the wide part of a old river or something like that, and settled right there, right? So that's where you're digging and you're finding that river wash gold. And then you've got the gold that is up on top of these hills, which is different yet. It's like a crystalline gold. And that gold is like really, really valuable. You don't want to melt it down, but if you have a nice chunk of crystalline gold, that is like a collector piece. It's like a specimen, right? So we were on this one guy's claim, and that's the kind of gold that he was actually finding up there. And he actually had a story written about him in what was it? One of the Canadian magazines, Reader's Digest. If you know the Reader's Digest magazine, he had an article written about him in the Reader's Digest, and we were on his claim. And he died. I heard that he died, so he's not there anymore. But we were lucky enough to be on his claim, help him out, help him to run his sluice boxes and stuff like that. And they also, because they have a really short mining period up there in the far north, they have what's known as steam injection, where they have a steam plant with hoses, and then they have a pipe that they push into the ground, and they steam inject into the ground in order to thaw out the ground. Because up in the north, they have what's known as permafrost. You probably never heard of permafrost before. But let's say that you're just anywhere in the Yukon. You could dig down probably about 2 or 3 feet and then it would be completely frozen, right? And the only way that you see where they get the topsoil, and they, with a bulldoze or whatever, they bulldoze off about 3 feet of topsoil, and then it's frozen. So they don't do anything there. They wait till the sun to get at it and for it to melt and thaw out, and then they can go, and you can imagine it takes a long time to do that. So you can only really mine the topsoil of stuff like that till you hit the permafrost, and then once you're at the permafrost, you have to let it thaw. Or you have these plants where you can have the pipe and inject but of course that you can only do a small piece of land, injecting steam into the ground to melt that permafrost, which then allows you to be able to work more ground, right? So you can do that on a pretty small scale, but you can't do that on a giant scale with, where you use heavy equipment. But that permafrost is so hard on the machinery that it will break the teeth off of a backhoe, you know what I mean? Trying to dig into permafrost. So they virtually don't do it. They just, work or mine whatever, sluice box, whatever. And the other thing that they do up there is they do what's known as mining with a hose, where they've got a giant hose, and they just have that fire hose aimed at the side of a hill, and just get all that material off the hill with the hose, and then it just flows all down into a trough where their sluice box is set up, and then through their sluice box setup. And there's lots of different kinds of way of mining. There's like trommels. It looks like a big round cylinder that spins around. There's that trommel type of mining. There's shaker boxes where everything is completely shaking as it goes down through the box. Or just a standard sluice box. And there's all kind of different mats and stuff like that you can use to catch the gold. A lot of technology and all that stuff that they use there. And then even when you catch the stuff in your sluice box, then you have to take it, and then you have to refine it down even more. There's gold tables. There's like a shaker table. There's spinning wheels to do that. It's like it is quite interesting. It is a very interesting thing, the business of gold. If you guys live in probably Arizona, California, or places like that where you guys have had lots of gold in the past, then that would be a place to go and experience and play around with that kind of stuff. But it's tough. It's tough. You can make some really big money if you do play your cards right. You do all the right things, and you have to have a bit of luck too, because even though you might have a claim, it might be a poor claim where you don't have a lot of gold, or you don't have big machinery, so you're just doing a small potato thing, and you watch those TV shows where guys go up there, they invest their life savings in it, and they're barely making ends meet. So they're up there doing their thing, they're on TV and whatever, and at the end of the day they don't make it, and they go back home again. I never did get to the point where I owned a claim, but I learned everything that I could learn about it from the actual old timers that were up there doing it, and it was a lot of fun. But of course, I had a little camper van, little brown jug we called it. It was a little Dodge van with a bed and a propane stove and stuff like that. So it was the kind of a camper thing where we could actually drive up to where the claims were. It'd be really good to have a 4-wheel drive kind of a thing. And some of those roads are just absolutely treacherous. Like really, they were like scared the shit out of me, And up there on some of those hills, man, when some of those thunderstorms roared through there, and you would see lightning flashes, and they'd hit the ground, and you actually see them burn up a tree and stuff like that. Like when the storms came through those areas there, up high in the high altitude areas there, holy shit, scare the hell out of you. And also up in the Yukon, it's the further north you go, you go into the land of the midnight sun, where in the summertime the sun never does go down below the horizon. The sun goes down and it hits the horizon, and you're there like at 3:00 in the morning watching it, partying, whatever, drinking and having fun. And then the sun comes back up again. You know what I mean? So it never does dip down below to where things are dark. It's like incredible to actually witness that, to see that. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Very, very good. Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, I understand that. I'm not saying that you would do that. But I am saying that my wife doesn't want anybody coming over to where I live, So if anybody did come down here, it would have to be like okay, you find a place to go and then we meet up at a restaurant or something like that, or meet up at the beach, or I come over to where you are with my golf cart and pick you up and we go for a ride and spend the day hanging around and doing some videos and stuff like that. But my wife is just really paranoid because of people out there like that are like, oh, I'm going to come and get you, or I know people that live in your area and I'm going to send them over to your house or whatever, stuff like that. So yeah, it's more of things like that of why my wife has just put her foot down and said, it's okay. I don't have a problem with you doing, being on the internet or, engaging with people and stuff like that. But she doesn't trust people. And there are a lot of bad people on the internet that, are like backstabber type people that, are nice today and terrible to you tomorrow, And the last thing, and Q, the person that begins with the letter Q, is a very good example of that. For, your best friend and helper and the nicest person to you one day, and then all of a sudden, they don't like something that you said or did or something, and then they're your biggest enemy to where they're talking about sending people over to your house and stuff like that, So we have to be very, very careful on the internet. Hey, Just a Donkey, good to see you. We got Dimebag in there. Nice to see you as well. But thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for watching. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. No, but hey, but on the other hand, I myself, if I was just by myself, I'd say, yeah, come on over. I don't have a care with that. But because I'm married and I have a family, and I do stuff out there, that puts me in danger. Like even when I go out and I do videos of people, I do videos of police, I do videos of, homeless people out on the street and all kind of stuff like that. And some people, they're very, very mean in the comments, and they go, "Oh yeah, I'm going to come and get you," or whatever. People say that to me. Like I've had death threats. People give me death threats for the just for saying that I want to be an independent person. People call me a traitor and everything under the sun. And well, you guys know it because you listen to me. Racist and a misogynist and I got to write every one of those things down here. Xenophobe and, you name it. Just because of the things that I talk about. I'm an outspoken person. I don't mind saying what's on my mind. But I don't say anything that would be, a hate speech kind of a thing. I'm not into hate speech. I don't want to hate on anybody. Like I said, I've said many, many times, I try and like everybody out there, right? It doesn't matter. There you go. There's a guy with the Canadian flag driving by there. Yeah, right. You can shove that Canadian flag here. Hang on. Where's my Alberta flag? There you go. Where's my Alberta flag? Right there. I need this one here. I need me in here. Okay, there we go. I got a guy with a Canadian flag. There are a few people with Canadian flags on their vehicles around here, and but there's a lot of Alberta flags around here in Sylvan Lake. So there's a lot of independent-minded people like me that are out here doing our thing. Just a Donkey. Hey, good to see you. Dimebag, you're bad. Yeah, exactly. Water cannons. Yeah, water cannon. Yeah, that would be a name for it. The actual term of, when you've got the water cannon at the bank washing the water down, and you cannot do that in a lot of places. Like in Alberta, you cannot do that. You cannot mine that way. But yet up in the Yukon, you can. And I bet there's a lot of places in the States where they ban that kind of mining, where you can't use the water cannon on the side of the hill. But I've actually seen it many, many times up in the Yukon where they use the water cannon to, and I would call that big time mining, because you have to have a big giant sluice box in order to do that. Kitty in there. Hello, Tommy. Nice to see you. Totally agree with what you say. Cannot trust anyone online. Yeah. Well, why do you think the trolls don't even show their faces? They're scared. They're paranoid. the most paranoid people on the internet are people like Cadamus Rex and Al Munson and the rest of the people that are afraid to show their faces on the line. Online, it's Brett in the house. Hey Brett, how you doing?
Fuck all the fucking way off.
Okay, what?
No, fuck off.
Oh man.
Or fuck all the way off. Now people are starting to figure it the fuck out.
I know, exactly. That's why I'm not inviting anybody over to my house. But if you ever do show up in this area here, I'll go out, to a restaurant or whatever, take you for a golf cart ride or whatever, just basically have some fun, whatever. Yeah, we don't mind that, and that's why. Oh, also, yeah, I was talking about Mechanic Eric, where he said, your show used to be a lot better when you were restreaming, and I used to like watching that stuff, and I don't like watching it as much now. Or he also said, and I like it when you had panels, right? Did panels, which I don't really like doing a panel in the middle of the day, like right now, like I like to just talking about events, world events and stuff like that, and just doing the kind of show that I'm doing here, and not so much have a panel or a guest host or something like that. But I would hope that in the future that I can do these kind of shows in the morning, and then do a couple hours in the evening with panels, get people on the panel and get people ragging on each other, stuff like that. But again, one of the reasons that I don't like doing panels is because my panels ended up being people fighting, people arguing, people yelling, people calling each other names. And you know what? I don't like that. I don't like that happening. And I kind of thought that, and people were leaving my viewership. I was losing viewers. People were actually saying to me, Tommy, I'm unsubscribing from your channel because all it is a big shit show with people yelling and screaming and calling each other out and calling each other pedos and stuff like that. And it's just some people just don't like that. And for me, I don't really like that either, and that's one of the reasons that I banned Queenie from my channel at that time, whatever. Because I just didn't like what was going on there, and she's still doing the same thing. She's got her channel and she's doing her own thing, and hey, let her do that. Hey, if you want to have a hate channel and hate on your channel, that's great. But for me, I don't really want to do that. Yeah. Kitty says, I got attacked by mosquitoes last time in Jasper, Alberta. You have to bring, okay. First of all, they don't like things like lemon. Okay, so if you have any kind of lotion that you can put on that has lemon, they don't like that. I know that because I've actually got some. Yeah, I know you guys are gonna go. Tommy, what are you doing with such a big jar of lotion? Yeah, nourishing lotion here. But this is lemon. This stuff smells like lemon, and when I put this stuff on, it's akin of putting on some kind of mosquito lotion. And there's a few mosquitoes out here, but only when you go away from the lake. If you go away from the lake over to, say, a schoolyard, those frickin' Hell's Angels again, driving by. Lots of bikers in Sylvan Lake here. There's a biker bar in town there where the Hell's Angels, and well, not necessarily Hell's Angels, but all these biker gangs and stuff like that, they like hanging out. Yeah, but if you go further away from the lake and you get into areas where there's lots of rainwater and stuff like that, like sloughs and like there's a schoolyard over further away from the lake where it's pretty wet grass and stuff like that. When I go over to that area, there's way more mosquitoes than that. But right by the lake here, it's actually quite nice because you get a little bit of wind, usually a little breeze coming in over the lake. And the mosquitoes, number one, they don't like hot weather. They don't like the sun. So if it's a nice sunny day, they're not going to be out. Or if there's a wind, mosquitoes, they can't fly very well. So anywhere where there's wind, there's no mosquitoes. So yeah, virtually, if I'm sitting anywhere around the lake, there's no mosquitoes at all. So I don't really have to put on mosquito spray at all. And then I use this lotion, and I find that when a mosquito comes, if I put the lotion on my arm or whatever here, and I like putting on my hands and my arms and whatever, my legs and that kind of thing. because it's way better putting this stuff on. It's kind of a really light lotion too. And I know you guys are going to say, yeah, Tommy, I know what you're using that lotion for, but yeah, suck it up, Ayatollah. But this stuff is like really light. It's not like a heavy lotion. It's like really, really liquidy. So, you know, we brush it on really lightly, whatever, and you don't even feel it after that. And yeah, it's kind of like a mosquito repellent, you know, so anything with that in it is actually pretty good. Yeah, I haven't seen Pooh Scissors in here today. Yeah, is Pooh Scissors in there? I didn't see his chat. Maybe I missed him pop it in here. Hang on. Let me look at who else came in here. 10 Hammers. Hey, good to see you there, 10 Hammers. Thanks a lot for popping in. We got Kitty in there. Kitty, where is Kitty? We need the kitty noise in here. Hang on. Kitty, where are you? Oh, no, that's not Kitty. There you go. There's Kitty. Ah, isn't that nice? Nice to see you in there. It's Kitty in the chat. Okay.
2,000 years later.
I know. The show is kind of dragging on here. What can I say? Especially when I got into the mining portion of the show here. How many people watching? Yeah, we still have about 80 people watching here on the different formats. By the way, the trolls have found out about my other channels because I'm not doing a really good job of my other channels here because we are out on so many different channels and I don't have mods that are watching all of my other channels there. And but I'm getting subs on my other channels, so I don't care if the trolls want to go over there and beat me up over on another channel where there's no mods watching. Well, okay, so be it. Go ahead. Let's go over there and do it. You know, like locale celebrities or press pad or channel reviews. But I am building up subs over on those channels so that if anything ever happens to my channel here, well, at least I can go to one of my backup channels there. We're also on Twitch, and we're on X, and we're on Kick. We're on a bunch of different platforms. When I go live, I'm using a software, for those of you that don't know, called EVMux, M-U-X. And it is, in my opinion, far better than StreamYard. It actually has components in it that are akin to OBS software that allow you to do things like this. I can change the scene like this, for example, to bring my chat on, or I can just have nothing on and just me like this. So I'm doing this with EVMux, right? Or you see stuff like this. Or I have some kind of scrolling text on here with my call-in phone number. Yeah, like that. Or with the chat box in here like this, which I did have this one day where I just had no talking or whatever. I put this in here and I had the chat on there, and yeah, you know, with a little bit of stuff, the scrolling thing on the bottom there, and then I turned on my chat so that we could actually hear what the chat was happening. So yeah, we've got the software that we can do stuff here.
Genie 24. Lol.
Hey. There you go. We got a chat reader now. Like Mechanic Eric. Big shout out. Shout out to all our mods there. Absolutely. Your attempt to exploit Brett and Queenie.
777,777.
That's
Fry
right.
TV. I have been using EXMUX at the radio station for years now, and yes, it's good stuff at Tommy Temper Show.
Absolutely. I would recommend it. That if you're fed up with StreamYard or you think it's too expensive, if you're with the paid version, go with EVMux because you get way more for your bang with EVMux.
Lobster Jeff. 696,969,696,969.
That's a 69 and a half.
Fry TV.
With EVMux.
EVMUX.
On their lowest tier, paid tier, you can stream to 9 different services. So to me, that was a big bonus because with StreamYard, I was only streaming to 3 services, right? So that's what the limitation of was, and very expensive. StreamYard is very expensive. They got bought up by one of those multinational companies that massages apps and sucks as much money as they can out of them. So that's what the deal is with StreamYard.
Ooh, oh, ee, oh, ee,
Yeah.
oh,
And right there is the reason why I ban people. Because what they do is they abuse the reader. Whenever I put the reader on, then it gets abused. Stop it! Stop it already! Okay, that is known
10
as
hammers.
spamming
Lol.
in the chat. Like, what do you want me to do?
Poo scissors. Just
Bring
a
in
test.
One of my
Edward
mods,
Cam 1776
automatic-
for Christ.
automatic mod that will
UWU.
give you a timeout for posting something like that. Too many repeated letters or something. More Hells Angels coming by. But anyways,
10
you
hammers.
get the hint.
Sounds like a powwow.
A powwow. It is a powwow.
Edward Cam 1776 for Christ. Ooh,
Yeah. Hey, what's that? Hey, that's kind of cool too. Oh. We went black there for a second. I never did that. That happened
Poo scissors.
for my
Just
computer.
testing the limits of freedom of speech in chat.
Yeah, well,
Kerry's musings. Warning children behave.
that's right.
Genie 24. Have a great day, guys.
Jeannie, nice seeing you in there. Carrie's musings. I agree with you 100%. Okay, let's go back over to what's happening here. Yeah.
Edward Cam 1776 for Christ. Our rights to freedom of speech are under attack in America.
That's right. Pretty much. Especially in
Edward
Canada,
Cam
too.
1776 for Christ. Shiloh Hendricks finding out.
Shiloh.
Phoenix Tide 69. If your bias matters more than the truth, then your pride makes you ignorant. Bob Cox M3U. Finding out how to get paid. Kerry's musings. Yeah, Canada is worse. Bob Cox M3U. Lol.
Is that hate speech to say that? I don't know. My father always told me, don't call people a retard. Don't use
Edward
that word.
Cam 1776 for Christ.
I don't like
She
using
must
that.
be pocketing that money, seeing what sort of lawyer she picked up.
I don't
Bob
like
Cox
using that term.
M3U. No. Poo scissors. Can't say gay or retarded anymore.
Yeah, okay, I won't say it.
Lobster Jeff.
I won't
Chonk
say
chonk chonk.
it. Oh, Iran's
Bob Cox M3U.
intelligence
It's fine to say
headquarters
whatever
have
you
been
want.
bombed. This is Israel hit Iran's intelligence headquarters. That's what we're seeing here.
Edward Cam 1776 for Christ. I love all the chuds out there with their free Shiloh signs as if she's incarcerated. Troy 4716.
That'll get thrown out.
Tommy, are you aware that Queenie live streamed your house yesterday?
No. But I wouldn't doubt it.
Lobster Jeff. Error 404.
Because she's
Sense
a
of humor
doxer.
not found. Bob Cox M3U. Political correctness ended years ago.
Yeah, but people, like, I don't really hide where I live. Like, people know where I live. People know my address. Like, I don't make it private. You can find out anything about anybody. So, if people want to do that, all I can say is shame on them for doing that. It's, probably not illegal to do that. And all it's doing is just, putting a black stain on Queenie for attempting to do that. I never saw the video, and so I don't know if that is true or not. But
Edward Cam 1776 for Christ. I'm old enough to remember when the chuds said free speech was back after Musk bought Twitter and Trump won the election.
yeah, but what does she want
Phoenix
me to do?
Tide
Does she
69.
want me to drive by
Sounds
her
like
house
Queenie is fishing for a prison sentence
and
again.
do a video
Lobster
of her
Jeff.
house there or whatever?
Rubber
Is that what
baby
she
buggy
wants?
bumpers, rubber
Is that what
baby
she's
buggy
hinting at?
bumpers.
Does she want that? She need more attention? You know, like in reality, I should just be ignoring her, because anytime you talk about her or I talk about her, you're just giving her more attention. And she's going, oh, everybody's talking about me. They're talking about me on Scott's channel.
Brett
They're talking
Boyle.
to me on
Go
JP's
along,
channel.
go.
They're talking to me
Wipe
on,
the dollar hit stain.
on
Israel.
Pigface's
retweeting
channel.
off
They're
the
talking to
FKM
me on everybody's
Edward
channel.
Cam 1776 for Christ. What
Not
was
in a good
Queenie's
way.
last prison sentence?
Nobody's
I
talking
didn't
about her in a
realize she'd
good
ever
way.
been to
Nobody's
prison.
saying good things about her. It's all negativity, total negativity. You know, people are putting her down, making fun of her, and you know, she's pretty much a nobody at this point. Just causing a bunch of trouble for other people and causing trouble for herself. And one day, she will regret everything that she's doing, because eventually it
Brett
all
Boyle.
comes back.
Exactly at attention. SW 3219. Queenie reminds me of the women in orange is the new black.
Yeah, exactly.
Pooh
Here's,
scissors. She
Israeli Air
legit
Force
just
destroyed a
drove by
mosque in
accident
Gaza.
and noticed his vehicle. She took the stream down and isn't being spoken of online as far as I know. Phoenix Tide 69. Spoken like a real man.
Yeah, exactly. Well, guess what? I know where she lives too, so two can play that game. What does she want me to do? Go over and sit outside her house and do a stream live outside of her house? Is that what she wants? Because I can do that. I can bring my megaphone and I can
Brett
shout
Boyle.
Shout
She was
out all the
arrested
stuff
and
that she's
detained
doing
by
there,
police in
right outside of her
2024
house.
and they
Maybe I
ordered a
should do that.
psych eval. When disappeared for a bit in 2024, that's where she disappeared to.
Not
Forced
illegal.
psych eval from the RCMP. Troy 4716.
Ooh,
If she tries it again, you need to send the missus out there to curb stomp her ass.
the
Don't forget to
mosque.
live stream it.
The mosque took a
Bob
hit.
Cox M3U.
Sad
Iran
to
getting
see that.
smoked. Phoenix Tide 69. She has the signs of having anti-personality disorder. Edward Cam 1776 for Christ. Bwahahaha, she used to be actual content. Hamilton Patty. TT, it was awful. She doxed the name of your street.
Well,
Phoenix
I'm
Tide
not the,
69. I like seeing those explosions, Tommy.
yeah,
Edward Cam 1776 for Christ.
exactly.
I'm glad she's got her wheels back. Nothing entertaining comes from Kahimoth at home.
Here we see
Lobster Jeff. It must be a full moon.
Fauci. Hang on a second here. Fauci is under the gun, and this clip just came out about Fauci here. Hang on. This might be worthwhile listening to. This is with regards to the COVID stuff going on. So hang on a second here. This is just a really short clip. Let me just stop the speech thing here for a bit. And I want to hear this. I want to hear this clip about Fauci here today. Breaking news from Nick Sorter. This little clip here. Dr. Fauci invokes the Fifth Amendment. What? Categorically refusing to answer any and all questions from the U.S. Senate. This piece of trash needs to be in a prison cell. The fact is, he's still free. It's a disgrace. So Fauci, in front of the Senate committee where they're grilling him, he had his lawyers actually say that he's been grilled many times, whatever, and spoken about COVID many, many times. But this is Fauci himself.
Therefore, although it pains me to do so, because of the
Sure.
respect I have for the legislative branch of government
Oh.
and my decades-long record
Mm-hmm.
of cooperating with Congress
Yes, you did.
under the advice of my attorney.
But hang on. You cooperated in the past, but it's a bunch of stuff is being found out that actually happened that you didn't admit and you didn't want to talk about back then. And that's why they're grilling you now, because the Senate has learned certain things about what happened in the past, and they want some answers.
Attorneys, I will invoke my right under the Fifth Amendment of the Constitution to refrain from answering your questions. Thank you.
Oh, wow. So that's it. Invoked his fifth. He's not talking. We're not going to find out anything from him. So what are we to believe about that whole thing? I don't know. I really don't know. Yeah, that's pretty much it with Fauci. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, what's going on? California. Our good friend Nick Shirley is in California. Let's listen to this little clip here coming in from Nick Shirley. And of course, he's trying to expose stuff that's been going on. Let's see. Public park in California taken over by drug addicts and dealers. Cartels control the surrounding area. People are using fentanyl in the open. No police anywhere. That sounds like downtown Edmonton. It sounds like downtown Calgary. Sounds like downtown Red Deer. Sounds like downtown everywhere in any major city, anywhere in North America. Actually, like, come on.
Go show them your life. Don't All right. Welcome here to MacArthur Park here in downtown Los Angeles. Lots of things are happening here. We're just gonna give you a glimpse of MacArthur Park. So that's one entryway into MacArthur Park. Now we're heading over to the main entrance. This place has been getting raided pretty frequently recently because of all the drug activity that's taking place, and it's rumored that the surrounding areas are ran by cartels in a lot of these shops and whatnot, and there've been a few busts as well that have taken place. Just at the bus stop, you have people shooting up right there, and this is the main entry into MacArthur Park right here. Wow. If you look behind me, there's a bunch of people doing all sorts of drugs. They actually have their drugs laid out on the park bench. The guy's in a wheelchair right now. One of the effects of fentanyl is it does go after your limbs and cut away from your bloodstream, so a lot of people do lose their own limbs from the fentanyl that they use. How's it going? We're just showing people what's going on here. We're just showing what's going on here.
Go show them your life. Don't just show people shit.
Okay. All right. So we've been here for a few minutes and now we're out. Just like that, we have gotten kicked out of the park already by the drug dealers and the users themselves. That was really fast. And currently, right now, with everything that's going on here inside California, Gavin Newsom and his wife are currently underneath investigation. And right now in Poly Market, it says there's a 23% chance that Gavin Newsom or his wife will be federally charged by December 31st, 2026. It's a bit crazy what's going on here inside California, and this is just a small glimpse of it here in MacArthur Park.
Wow. And like I said, that could be any major city anywhere in North America. And especially those cities that are what I would just call with a certain word lefty, right? Because the lefty cities are, and you know what? A lot of the cities are lefty, you know, where they allow stuff like that, where the people that are running the cities tell their police forces, don't arrest anyone with small quantities of drugs. don't arrest people doing open drug use in anywhere in the city. And then you have stuff like that spreading all over the city. And, you know, that's what's wrong with my city, Edmonton, is that you see stuff like that all over the place. And absolutely, if I was to go out there like him and to video anything like that and stand in front of the people like that, they would come over and they would attack me and say, stop videoing, stop doing what you're doing. And, you know, and I'd have to be running out of there. It's all exactly the same. No difference whatsoever. No difference. It's like that anywhere in North America. Thank you very much, liberals, for wrecking society for the rest of people, you know, for the rest of us. We don't want that kind of stuff. And the first putting your foot down on stuff like that is with the police department. And if you tell the police department not to do their job, well, all you're doing is encouraging more and more and more stuff like that on the streets, more cartel action, more drugs, more drug dealing, and more discourse, more homeless people out on the streets, more people getting involved in drugs out there. It's just craziness, right? I don't know what's with the liberals and why they think that's a good idea. You know, it's like Catamus Rex and the rest of them there. They're like, I don't know whether you guys are a bunch of drug addicts, fentanyl addicts, or whatever, stuff like that, where you approve of things like that, but I certainly don't. It's not a good thing. Not good for me, not good for my children, not good for your children. It's just absolute terrible. Terrible how things are going here in the world. I don't like the way things are going. We need to make a change. There's no doubt about that. Yeah, again, you know, it's not surprising that, you know, Queenie would be doxing, you know, because that's what she does. You know, she doxes people all day long, all day, every day. And this is a very small town that I live in here. So, you know, if you know what vehicle I drive or whatever, yeah, it's real easy to find out where I live. You just drive the streets of Sylvan Lake and, you know, you'll eventually find out where I live. So, you know, and if she does stuff like that, well, what good is it going to do when, you know, 20 people watch her video and 20 people see where I live or whatever? Yeah, big deal. You know, at the end of the day, who cares? It doesn't matter. It's the same thing where I live in Edmonton. You know, I have my camera pointed right out my window. You can see the houses right across the street from where I live. You know, it's very easy to tell where I live. I you know, pretty vocal on saying that I live in Old Strathcona. It's not a big area. It's like a small town. Again, the same thing. And yeah, like, so what? You know, but it's a different thing. Like, I do have cameras and I video everything all around my house, the back of my house, the front of my house, everything all around here. So, you know, likewise, I have doorbell cameras. I have alerts set up so that if anyone walks on my property, I get an alert. So, you know, if anyone does try and do something around here, beware, because you come onto my property and, yeah, I won't be, and now our government has said, hey, if somebody comes onto your property, you can do whatever you want to get them off of your property. And also the way the trespassing acts work in Canada here is you say to somebody, you're trespassing, get off my property, leave now. And if they don't leave, then you can use whatever force is necessary to remove them from your property, including bam, you know. So expect that to happen if anything like that happens around here. So yeah, keep that in mind, that you got to be nice to people and not be calling people out and shit like that, you know. Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, like, Queenie, I know where you live. You know, what do you want me to do? Hop in my golf cart and come over to your place there right now and do a video outside your house? Do you want to get together and do a video? Is that what you want? You know, like, I'll come over. I'll do a video with you. You can go live. I can go live. And we can both yell at each other and, you know, be mean to each other and call each other out. And you can you can yell out my address and I'll yell out your address. And at the end of the day, what does it accomplish? What does it accomplish? You know, like, are you going to hurt my feelings, you know, doing something like that? You can't hurt my feelings because I've been on the internet long enough to have everybody, you know, try and hurt my feelings. You know, I'm on Facebook all the time. The comments on look at Look at, did you see, Queenie, did you see my post on Facebook where I got 500,000 views on that post? You know, the post that you stole, the one of the cops saying, hey, Tommy, don't video me. You know, that post got 500,000 views. You know that? You know, like, people know me. People around Sylvan Lake know me. I sat down at the local bar there at a table with 10 people. 9 of the people knew me. They knew me on the internet. They knew that I was Tommy Temper, you know. Like, I'm very well known because I do a lot of postings, and I actually run an actual Facebook group that has lots of people that are part of that group, you know. Like, I'm pretty well known. People know who I am. There's very few people that know you, but you know, all I have to do is say, watch this person's channel, and they would watch and they'd go, man, I don't know, I don't like that. I'm not going to be watching that. But you do whatever you want to do, and I'll do what I want to do. And at the end of the day, if you think you're Queenie, if you think you're getting in my hot tub, what do you want? A hot tub party? My wife wouldn't approve of it, first of all. But if you're coming around here, I know that you want to get into my hot tub. I know it. I just know it. You want into my hot tub. And yeah, at the end of the day, I have to get the okay from my wife first. And it probably isn't going to happen because, first of all, I value my hot tub, right? I want it to be in usable condition. Yeah, just saying. Yeah, I'm making fun. Yeah, but you know, let's have a little more fun in life. And yeah. By the way, Queenie, Pooh Scissors is actually a pretty good friend of mine. Pooh Scissors. You have to admit it. You have to start coming clean on the whole thing here, Pooh. That you and I are probably way better friends than you and Queenie. But Queenie doesn't think so. She thinks that like you guys are like this, you know. But on the other hand, you know, Pooh Scissors and I actually, you know each other quite well. So, you know, yeah. Oh, yeah. Brett. Yeah, exactly, Brett. Exactly. You remember that. Remember where that came from, too. Remember it was from a guy that's supposedly dead now, right? Is where that information came from there, Brett. But yeah, interesting information there. Yeah, we're talking about the lore on the internet here. It is just a lore of the internet. Hey, but at least I'm letting you speak. Queenie, at least I'm letting you speak. You're not banned on my channel. You're absolutely not banned on my channel. All you have to do is just be civil on my channel. And most people that dox me are banned on my channel. So just keep that in mind. Like the people over in Catamus Rex channel, I've got a bunch of those people banned on my channel here. And I've said, you know, that's kind of where I draw the line. That if you dox me, then don't expect to be coming around on my channel here, right? So don't do that, okay? That would be nice. I don't dox where you are. I've never, ever put a picture up of your house. I've never, ever, you know, done anything to try and say where you live, what your address is. I've never said your real name on my channel. Like, I've never doxed you whatsoever. So why you need to do that to me or to anybody else on the internet? It just it ends up being the low of the lowest. You know what I mean? Like, you can be mad at somebody and somebody else can be mad at you. But, you know, on the internet, it's like, well, what do I do to get at that person? Because just being mad at them isn't good enough. You move to doxing, right? And some people do the doxing thing, but I don't do it. I never have doxed anyone other than maybe, what's her name? Spoon. I remember doxing Spoon, saying her real name on my channel, but it was only because that was the name that she used on Zello, right? And I didn't know that that was her real name. I thought that it was her assumed name or whatever, screen name or whatever on Zello. So I did say her name on my channel. So, yeah, I have to say, excuse me for doing that, Spoon, because it was like an unintentional doxing of your real name, which I don't like doing that. these things happen. But I do. I'm thankful that I got a lot of people watching my channel, and at the end of the day, it is what it is. It's just internet. It's just a small potato thing. On YouTube, I'm actually pretty small, but I'm like way bigger. I have a way bigger audience on Facebook. Like, you don't know it. Like, when I post stuff on Facebook, I literally get thousands and thousands of people looking at those little 20-second blurbs and stuff like that. Those little vertical videos there. Those things are like wildfire over on Facebook. Like, I get a lot of views over there. So I'm like thankful that, things are going very well over on Facebook. I wish that that YouTube was a little more forthcoming on, getting the viewership up there and getting more people to view. But still, I'm on different platforms here. And out of all the platforms, I usually have, 75 to 100 people watching here. In fact, if I do a special, I'll get 1,500 people watching here. If I'm doing a special on a certain bit of content on something that's world happening events, like, remember the riots, or not riot? Yeah, they were kind of riots, I guess you could call them, protests happening over in Europe, right? When I was doing that there last month, holy geez, I had 1,500 people watching. So it really depends on your content, and it depends what's in my title. Title is extremely important as to how many people are going to come in here and watch. So yeah, I have fun doing this stuff here. At the end of the day, it is what it is. People can do and say what they want. And there's a lot of haters out there in the world, on the internet, in the real world, whatever, all over the place. And that's just the way life is. And I've learned to accept it. And people can do what they want. If you want to be a hater, well, be a hater. Do what you love doing. But me, I don't like hating on people. I don't like tearing people down. I don't like doxing people. I don't like, exposing people, except when they're terrible. If you're a terrible person and you're out there doing stuff that I don't think is good for society, well, then I might talk about you. Expect that to happen. So, and really, there's a lot of people in my chat that don't like what's going on, so they're going to talk about it. So expect that to happen. So, at the end of the day, it is what it is. Yeah, but otherwise, I like to be kind of, welcoming to most people. But it is a tough thing to do. It's really, really tough. Hey. Anyways, it's getting to be close to my quitting time here. I've been live for about 2 hours and 30 minutes. I'm going to hop in my golf cart and go for a ride. Go down to the beach, hang around there, see what's happening. Thank you very much for joining. You're watching the Tommy Temper Show. We're coming to you live from Sylvan Lake, Alberta. Woohoo! Big ups, everyone.
Grain fields waving golden, canola blooming in the sunshine.
Yee-hoo.
But Otter was taking our billions, unfair equalization gains.
Oh yeah, I wrote this song.
To Quebec, while we shoulder the blame. No more pipelines blocked, no more carbon tax chains. We're done with the feds, breaking free from their reins.
Hey, Alberta freedom.
Ringing loud and true.
Woo-hoo.
Sovereignty calling, independence coming through.
Oh yeah.
No more woke liberalism, stealing our way of life. Albertans stand tall, cutting loose from the
Again, thanks a lot, everyone. HonkTube in there. HonkTube, good to see you.
as we claim our own land. Freedom for
And
our
Brett in there.
families.
Brett.
Fuck all the fucking way off.
Let the anthems roll
That tells me all I need to know.
in our nation.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let's see who else is popping in there that I missed. Just a donkey. We got you in there, Kitty. Got you in there. 10 hammers.
We're sick of the traitors calling us traitors.
Of course, we saw Queenie in there. Yeah, people are saying, why are you letting Queenie in here? Wow.
While they push their agendas.
I don't want to be on Queenie's real bad side because I don't want to get doxed by her. How about that? So, Queenie, you're okay. You don't get a pass from me, but on the other hand, Sun Honey Studio as well. Thanks a lot. Yeah, Get outside, IRL. Absolutely, I agree with you 100%. In real life, people, don't just sit on the internet. Get off your couch. Get out there and have some fun. Get out there in your car and yell at other people, okay? At the drive-thru. Or something like that. Yeah, cuck energy. Yeah, you got that right. Edward Cam, for Christ. Where'd you come up with that? Yeah, exactly. Hang on. Where is that one, Brett? Here, hang on.
I've been preaching this shit for 20 fucking years. Parroting dumb shit. Or fuck all the way off. Fuck all the way off. Fuck, I hate stupid fucking people. Oh, fuck me, stupid fucking people. Fuck off. I don't need you here. I don't want you here. It's irrelevant. Now, fuck off. Now people are starting to figure it the fuck out.
Thanks a lot, Brett. Hey, I heard Mechanic using your sound bites today, too. That was funny. Woo-hoo. Let's go. Drop a link to your channel. Anyone that has a channel out there. ! Link will drop your link to your channel. Don't be afraid in my channel to do that. Don't come in here and go, Joe, he'll get pissed off at me if I drop my link. My bot is set up to do that, and I love people to drop links to their channels. Let people that are just sitting here. 20% of the people watching my channel are not subscribed to my channel. Remember that. But you can still click links, and they do, and they'll sub up. So, yeah, definitely, we got to share the love. And hit that thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you want to hear more of this bullshit that's going on here.
Fuck all the fucking way off.
That's right, Brett. I agree with you. Tricks FM. Yeah, check out Tricks FM, Fry's music channel. Doing well over there. Crime. Don't use the N-word. Stop using the N-word there, Crime. Stop doxing people. Be nice. Just follow a little of the Tommy Temper advice, you know. Be nice to people. Being nice to people actually is good for you, and yeah. Oh, by the way, I've got a special guest, a live guest coming on my show, who's going to be live in studio. We've got Uncle John returning to the podcast along with Tommy Temper. So be on the lookout for that. Now, Uncle John, I'll tell you, he's kind of left wing. So you're going to hear a left wing Uncle John along with a right wing Tommy Temper. So you're actually going to get both wings of the bird on my show here. So be on the lookout for Uncle John in real life coming on live with me on my podcast. Yeah, Poo Scissors. If you remember Uncle John from whatever, I think it's been a couple of years since he's been on here. It was when, remember I was out at the lake there, and that was quite a while ago that he was on there. But yeah, Uncle John, he's a legend. Yeah, exactly. A legend in his own mind.
I'm going to fucking have your fucking face bleeding and your teeth knocked out, and all your little buddies are going to fucking run away.
Brett. Yeah. See, that's why I don't want to meet up with you, Brett. See, you say stuff like that. It worries me. Okay, but anyways. Yeah. Where's my golf cart key? I got to get the hell out of here. Bye, everyone. Peace. And yeah.